You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Varian, a.k.a. B Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonhead, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench farm creator.
This is two-time six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Funny podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from Shit's podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, Reverend from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit. But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
Hey, I smell something. I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
But man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him. Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because
this ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to.
Man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on his computer right now.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter. Tonight, LeBron James. And whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it all over the league now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
Welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. So that was our intro. You like it? It's kind of a work in progress, but we wanted to share it. We thought it was kind of funny. I know I thought it was kind of funny. Vernon, yeah, we're trying to keep your mind off the Sox. All of us are a little bit sad, man. We had the sports going in Chicago, and yeah, but we'll talk about that later. Emilio Bucks, he's gonna come talk about the Sox a little bit and what they need to do going forward. And in my opinion, get rid of the old man. But yeah, I don't know shit. But what I do know is that I forgot to mention when I went to the game, the Detroit game against the Bears Sunday, me and my pops, and we sitting there chilling, watching the game in our seats and everything, and this lady, she was sitting, she came and sat in front of us with all her friends. And now, mind you, all the seats around me are PSLs. So everybody who sits in those seats usually owns those seats. So we know when somebody doesn't sit there. But, that's none of our business. So we ain't say shit. So anyway, evidently she had like some friends that were sitting like in some other seats, but they wanted to sit all together. So, and this was funny, and she prefaced it before she asked me to move. She prefaced it and she said, "You can say no if you want to, it's okay," which I thought was kind of funny. Well, shit, I'm about to say no if you preface it like that. But anyway, so I listened. And she said, "Would you mind moving to the seat?" She said, whatever section it was. And I thought of it, and those seats were over there in the corner where you really can't see, even though they were lower to the ground. They were like, I don't know, maybe section 1 or section 2, but they were in the corner by the end zone. And our seats are like on the 20-yard line. And they're up high. So you don't have to do this all the time. So they're great seats. But she wanted me and my dad to give up our seats so her friends could come sit over there. And we go sit in those shitty seats. So I paused for a second. And I said, hell no. And I don't know if she got salty or not. I hope she didn't. But we actually became friends. Come to find out, she has a very famous Instagram page where she's like home decorator, Martha Stewart type shit. But it's really nice if you're into that. But I'll let her tell you more about it because she's actually here. Miss Fox. AB,
hello.
You gonna bring in Miss Fox?
Hello.
How you doing?
I feel like I need to come in and defend myself.
Go ahead, defend yourself.
Well, hi, I'm Elise Fox. I've never been to a Bears game before. Okay. I had no idea that the seats we were sitting in were
PSL. PSL.
What does that stand for? Pumpkin spice latte?
No,
private
license seat, a seat license, P seat license. Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were just sitting in regular old seats, and my friend whose father owned those seats, I don't know, she was the one who suggested asking you to move. So she must have done this before. She must have thought people move those seats all the time.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I got put up for it because I don't mind talking to strangers.
Right.
And I didn't realize it was that big of an ask. Lo and behold, we didn't need to move you because there were plenty of seats around us.
Yeah, we did.
But then I realized you were sitting with your dad, and then I felt real bad that I was trying to ask you guys to move.
We just took it with a grain of salt. It was all in fun, though. It was all in fun.
I had enough to drink that it didn't feel like that big of a deal to me.
How many beers did you have?
That is an unknown answer.
Oh boy. So where can we find you? We want to follow you on Instagram.
I'm pretty much just on Instagram. My handle is the Fox Family Den. And it started as just like kind of sharing. We built our house, so it was kind of sharing the process of building our house, but it's become more lifestyle, talking about what candy I'm eating or what I think of, I don't know, anything. Like I talk about home decor, I talk about food, I talk about social justice stuff. Like I talk about anything on my mind.
True. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you popped up real quick and
Thanks, me
defended
too.
yourself. Yeah.
I'm glad there's no hard feelings. Those are great seats. I hope to sit next to you again someday there too.
Hope so. That would be great. We could talk, laugh, drink beer. I ain't gonna drink as many beers as you though.
Well, you don't have to. I shouldn't either.
I hear you. Okay, well, thanks for popping up.
Of course.
Hopefully
Good
I
to see
see you
you.
soon.
Take care, Terrence.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, she's fun. That was fun. And how we met, that was hilarious that she would ask me that. But hey, her friend put her up to it. So her friend is really the culprit, not her. But anyway, enough of that. We have a huge podcast lined up tonight. We are going to talk to Mr. Chicago, Herb Howard, Chicago Bears beat reporter for the Bigs Media. We also are going to talk about, we're going to talk about our White Sox. Yeah, but it was a good season. It was a good season. People were excited. So, maybe we could retool and next season we go at it again. We got TX7, baby. TX7. Aside from that, we are also going to, I had a post-it note today because I posted something a while back and I got a lot of different responses I will share with you, but we're going to do that later on. And I'm lining them up. I got my slingshot ready. I said that people that were talking about Justin Fields ain't ready, I'm lining y'all up. That's two games in a row. I said it wasn't going to be anything stellar. I said he wasn't going to throw for 300 yards, have 105 passer rating. I said that. But y'all say he not ready. He not ready. He not going to do nothing. That's 2 wins in a row. So I'm lining y'all asses up. First up is going to be Akeem Hunter. He'll be on later too. All right. So enough of that. Let me bring in my all-star team. First up, my man, the stat man, knows every single stat from every single team since the 90s and 80s. My man, JB. What's up, JB?
Man, just,
Man, I don't have remorse. I'm salty.
You might want to fix that, right?
So salty. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that, man. I'm going to Damon House. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't going to the liquor store. I'm going to Damon House.
Hey, tell them we need some of that red can, man. What's up?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell them. Shit. Who the fuck is Rufus the Bear?
I don't know, but shout out to my Michigan State Spartans for cracking that top 10. Thanks, Alabama and Penn State.
Oh boy, you funny, JB. Vernon got a lot to say today, man.
My man Vernon is back.
I'm glad he here, man. We gonna take your mind off them White Sox, man. We gonna take your mind off them White Sox. I don't know where AB is. I see this Rufus the Bear shit, so I'm gonna introduce Rufus the Bear. Fuck it. I've never worked with him before, but here he is. Rufus the Bear.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hey, fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. It's Packer week, baby. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Come on. Bear down.
Hey, Rufus.
Chicago Bears. Yo.
What the hell you do with my boy AB?
I ate his ass.
The white meat.
Anyway.
You ate the white meat, man?
White meat is a delicacy where I'm from, sir.
You don't like dark meat. You racist. You're racist. But shit, I'm glad you ain't gonna eat me.
Nope, not yet. Bear down, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Bear down. Speaking of bearing down, so we won the game on Sunday. We won. You know, now a lot of people are saying they're putting an asterisk on it. They're saying, well, John Gruden was a distraction. So, man, fuck that. Like you said last week, JB, you got to beat the team in front of you. It doesn't matter what's going on. You got to beat the team in front of you.
That's it.
And
That's all.
Justin Fields has done it twice, 2 times in a row.
Any given Sunday, they say that phrase for a reason, right? Any given Sunday, you have to line up who's in front of you. And let's call a spade right now. Hey, Bill Lazor is that guy. Bill Lazor is that guy right now. I have to like really go back into like my memory bank and just think about last year, even though that season was just kind of herky jerky up and down. But the Bears really put up more points with Bill Lazor consistently in the 20s, right? Where when Nagy was calling plays, we were in the 18s. That should tell you something. A field goal may not be much when you're looking at 3 points here or there, but in the totality of it, that's a lot. That's a big difference.
Really?
Exactly,
really
Vernon. Exactly, Vernon. Exactly.
Oh, shit. There's AB.
I'm back.
What's up, dog?
I got out of that bear, man. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, man, that bear.
How the fuck did you get out of there? He ate you.
I climbed my bitch ass out. That's what I did.
Damn.
Ass out. That's a rough bear. But I got him down this week. He's excited, though. And why not? Just like JB said, man. JB, continue. You don't need to stop on my account.
Oh, I was just happy to see you back. Then I was like, now I got to go get my bear hunting license because Rufus took the man out. You know what I'm saying?
Rufus is taking the X Factor out, man.
Right. So, just back to what I was saying, because here's the thing. There's a thing called winning ugly. And winning ugly is not necessarily a bad thing when you have Bear defense playing at a phenomenal upper echelon level right now. And Justin Fields he's not quite the game manager, but he's making just enough impactful plays to get the ball rolling. And 37 runs, guys. 37.
Yep.
I've seen a couple of games when we ain't had 37 runs in 3 games.
39 the week before, 37 this week.
And can I just say, Khalil Herbert, a man. He was playing man football.
We talked about Herbert. Herbert was a nice slept-on pickup, Virginia Tech guy. Yeah. Just good speed, hard to tackle. I mean, he's a Bear running back.
He's got a little
more
angry. The other guy, but
he does have he's faster than a lot of people think.
He is. He's sneaky.
He was getting out of them cuts. I was like, oh, okay, he got a little Marshall Faulk in him too. I noticed that.
Definitely.
I like that.
Definitely, I love that.
And Damian Williams, he wasn't no slouch.
Absolutely not.
He was not a slouch. Damian Williams was killing him.
Spin
move.
Circle button.
B button Xbox here, man.
Oh,
none of that PS. Nah, none of that PS4 shit. All Xbox all day.
Hey, I
PS4.
I got a PS4.
PS5, whatever y'all.
Yeah, I got a 5.
I can't afford that. I got a PS4.
Sheesh.
But yeah, spin move.
Come on now.
Where's the guy with the PSL?
Can't afford it. Get out of here.
Hey, I spent all the money on the seats, so
I guess that's right.
Yeah, I can't afford the PS5.
Yes, hey Vern, welcome back, Vern, and I'm glad you took that logo off.
Yeah, thank God that Cleveland Browns logo's off there, man. That was ugly.
Oh yeah,
but he's right, guys, and I didn't really get to talk because I was in the back fighting Rufus, but if your running backs get 4 yards a click, which they both did, right? For what 37 rushing attempts, that's going to win you games when you have a defense like that. It's almost like Justin Fields was like a game manager this game to me. I don't know. He did throw some dimes late though. He showed that that heart that we needed that position. That 3rd and 11, he bulleted to Mooney.
Yes.
Mooney ran a route that actually gave him the first down instead of running those little 6-yard dumps. He went to where they needed to go. He put a dime in his chest, and he got the first down. That's exactly what I want to see from him. Let's keep that going, man. I'm excited for that. It's the first time in a while I've been excited to watch an entire Bears game, guys.
Yeah.
That's why
this is my other Vernon.
Yeah. So many Vernons today. Woo. I don't know.
I was definitely excited to watch that game, man. It was a thing of beauty, and to see Khalil Mack, to see him get a sack on his boy.
I wish I could play that sound in here, man. I know we'll get dinged for it. I would love to play that.
Oh, hold on, T.
Yo,
Alan can back me up on this. AB, I remember saying that Khalil Mack was going to have 2 sacks and a fumble recovery.
You did,
and he was that close to having the fumble recovery.
If you count the 2-point conversion, that's technically a sack, even though it's not counted as a sack. It's
right.
It's a sack in my eyes. It is.
It is. Definitely is.
Great game. Return of the Mac, baby. That's all it is. Love it.
And despite what people may say, Quinn actually was putting pressure on the quarterback. He wasn't getting a sack, but he was putting pressure on the quarterback. That's what we need.
We said that too.
That run when they were trying to get straight up the middle and he came around that edge and grabbed a hold of his ankle, put him down behind the line. It's one of the best plays I've seen all year. Bar none.
Yeah, he was he was definitely making his presence known. Your boy Eddie Jackson.
I think, but you know what?
He made one good tackle. Don't try to defend him because he made one good tackle, man.
He almost had a goal line rip out there. Like 1 second sooner, that'd have been a run the other way touchdown at the 1, man. You got to give him credit for that. Come on.
No, I don't.
Come on, T.
No, I don't. I'm not going to give him credit for anything, man.
Quinn was everywhere, though. Quinn
was. It
was trying to get back behind the backfield.
Looked solid. Trevathan looked solid.
Yeah. For like 10 plays, I think.
He looked solid. Yeah. We keep calling it. That 4-4 came out with Goldman and Tonga. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I'm loving that. And that's what I see from Sean Desai is he's doing great at just like hiding these fronts, bringing these guys around all different positions. Like it's fun to see this again. It's Vic Fangio-esque. He might have an extra slice over Vic right now. He's playing Jalen Johnson the right way. He's playing those linebackers the right way. There is something that I got to ask you, though, JB.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe that the reason that we're getting beat on these big plays is because maybe these safeties aren't communicating right because they just don't know Sean Desai's defense that well yet, and maybe they're getting, a little confused in some of these coverages because it is a lot of new coverages that I see this team has to, figure out, and maybe they're just missing out on some of these. That's something I thought about today. I'm like, maybe that could be the case because I'm trying to figure out why.
I won't give that excuse for Eddie, but so see, we kind of. I mean, Bush is okay. He's not great.
DeAndre Houston Carson.
I like him.
That kid.
And then, how does Gibson come into play moving forward?
He needs to get in more often obviously, but who are you taking out? Are you taking out Quinn? Are you taking out Mack? Maybe you move Mack in the middle a little bit on an end and you put Gibson on the corner there. And then you have Mack and Gibson on one corner for one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a crazy kind of lineup because you don't have Hicks right now on one of the edges. So maybe you put Mack on the edge and you put Gibson next to him. That'd be a crazy. Can you imagine being a tackle, seeing those two guys coming at you?
And then Gibson becomes that hybrid safety linebacker.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So that's not a bad.
I like it.
A bad front, but like I said, I don't know because even when I saw the nickel that I liked. That was that Duke Shelley that had came in.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think. It was a tackle he made on Hunter Renfrow on a 3rd down. Left top of the screen, which was very instrumental because then that took them out of field goal position. So they're making timely tackles at right positions. Now the tackling overall, it looked better, but there still was some. Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs did have some big gashes. They did have some big runs. I'm not going to sit up here in front like they were just stopped, but the Bears made some timely stops. That touchdown again, ladies and gentlemen, a millisecond more, Eddie's running 100 yards for that touchdown.
Easy.
But I like to see that headiness from Eddie because we've been so much in the dumps with him lately that when he finally does do something right, it's like, okay, is Eddie coming back? Is he getting it? Is he waking up? So little by little, I'm seeing him care. I'm seeing him try.
Yeah, and let's just keep hoping that he does try. And, the tackling, JB, that's the thing that we've got to see on a consistent basis. And, man, if any week is the week to show,
we got to see it,
show
period.
Out, you are a little bit in spurts, just not on a consistent basis, Terrence. I know you're just waiting for any time to just diss this guy, man. I'm telling you, but give him some time. Maybe if he gets excited the way this defense is starting to gel together, maybe he does start doing that, guys. Everyone's improving. Everyone in this defense is getting better every week. The linebackers are playing better. Kendall Vildor has surprised me a little bit.
He plays with heart. He plays with heart because they put him on Darren Waller.
And he stopped him.
And he stopped him 5'11".
Well, let's not negate the fact that Darren Waller he had bricks for hands.
He had
he wasn't catching shit
for like 28, 20.
Yeah, but a lot of that, if you remember too, a lot of those throws were off time because Carr was getting pressured.
Yeah,
it wasn't like Waller was just sitting there wide open, give me the ball.
Well, I mean, when the shit hits your hands, then it's kind of like, damn, well, you got break
that
hands.
One was bad.
Everybody's allowed one. He had his one.
That one.
Oh, he had more than one. It was more than one.
Yeah, but that guy running that, what's his name? Had that long sideline route, and he was wide open, turned around, and just dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name.
Well, that wasn't Zay Jones, was it?
No. I'll have to look at the wide receiver lineup for that.
It wasn't Hunter, was it?
I can't remember.
No, it wasn't Renfro because it was
No, it wasn't Renfro.
Well, I think Zay Jones is number 1.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
You know the play I'm talking about.
Yeah, was it number 4?
Yeah.
I cannot remember his name.
Jaylon Johnson let him go to the safety.
Yeah. Brian Edwards.
Number 84, the other he's the other tight end, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Brian Edwards was the guy. Yeah, wide open. There was a lot of gimme plays like that they did kind of slip up on, but a lot of Derek Carr just missed throwing. Thank God he's okay, because man, that run he made up the middle, Roquan hit him with his shoulder. I thought for sure he was going to be down for the count. I was very worried about that. And look at that, Terrence so mad he just got up and left. He didn't even want to talk no more. Let's see here. Yeah, that second. Yeah, absolutely, Diab. I agree with that. Nobody's paying attention to me. It's just me. JB, anybody. I don't know where Terrence went, guys, but anyway, let's move on to the offense a little bit, man. So, like I was saying, JB, Justin Fields was kind of game managing, but there were some good throws in there. Something that I really didn't like about this game is those designed runs they had him doing a little bit here.
Yeah, it was so predictable.
I just wasn't into that. And Justin Fields, stop spinning. Please stop spinning. Because in the beginning of the game, whenever he tried to make that spin move, he got nailed right in the rib in the back. He's lucky that didn't get worse. And you're not Lamar Jackson, dude. You're not like shifty,
That wasn't a time to spin, really.
It wasn't. But I've been noticing that from him all year. I remember in the preseason game, he had a spin and he fumbled. Like, stop with the spins. No more spins. Just run forward. You're fast. Run forward. Juke, maybe? Fall forward. No more spinning, please, Justin Fields. But, JB, the running game, again, Montgomery is loving what he's seeing from these boys, man. Williams, Herbert.
You really have a 3-headed monster right now.
In the middle, sidelines, it doesn't matter where. These boys can run. But what I'm still concerned with is the center, Mustipher, man. I saw Mustipher getting plowed far too much. I feel like there's times wherever he's supposed to create a gap in there, and he's falling into the gaps and they're not getting the
He's
yardage
clogging the
that they
hole.
should. Yeah,
He's
he is.
clogging the hole, yeah.
He's just clogging things up. He's not effective right now, at least, with that push. I'm not seeing that. I don't think that's something we can fix this year either, man, because he just doesn't seem like he's strong enough to get that push off. What do you think about that?
Well, if he's not strong enough right now, then you have to pretty much use technique more than anything. Use that weight, engage, and lean.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting that thrust, that straightforward. First of all, he's kind of, when you really watch the snap,
yeah.
Am I the only one that looks like he's kind of slow off the ball?
He is.
And I noticed that.
Might be why and that might be why, he's not getting that push, because you've got to get low enough to push, up and forward. And maybe he's not getting that. I know in the offseason.
He wasn't. And Justin Fields was getting teed off on because all of them were not getting a push.
Like, it seemed like whenever they try to run the ball up the middle, a lot of times you see someone in the backfield like that, and you see Herbert and those guys fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And I think that's a problem going forward, because what if you've got goal line stands? You can't run it just dog up the middle, because your center can't get enough push to get that tackle off of him and forward. You couldn't even QB sneak with the way he's doing it right now, man. And that's something I'm still worried about, man.
I know they don't lift a lot during the season, but my guy, Olin Kreutz, if he could get some technique work and just help him, like I said, Mustafa's a big boy.
Yeah.
Just
I just don't see, he worked with Olin this offseason, JB, and I think the technical stuff is there. It's just the push that he can't get. I just don't think he's big enough and strong enough to do what needs to be
done. Who would you rather see in there? Would you rather see James
that's
Daniels?
not on this team?
Well, that was one of the things, because think about it.
I mean, be honest with you, man. It's somebody that's not on this team yet. He's not the center going forward. You've got Coward back there. Coward's not good enough to play.
No.
So out of the people that we have, Cody Whitehair, James Daniels, who would you rather see in there?
But that's the problem. All three of them were drafted as centers. All three of them have played the interior line, center, left guard, right guard.
You've got.
What I'm asking,
I know what you're asking. So if you had to, gun to my head, I'm putting Whitehair back in the middle. I'm having James Daniels off to the right.
To the right, yep.
I have to do that. James Daniels is turning into a monster. That kid is playing for a new contract. I think he's only like 24, maybe 23, 24. He's a younger guy. And I don't know if you guys saw that play when he got in the second zone. He literally picked up a dude and slammed him to the ground. He is playing with some tough force. He's playing with nasty. That's what we need from these guys. It's something that we talked about on the pregame show, JB. It's attacking instead of being attacked.
Yes.
And I'm finally seeing that from most of these guys. I see Peters at least once a game. He's coming after and knocking somebody on the ass.
I forgot. Was that okay? It's not Crosby. Who's the guy on the other side?
I'm not sure. I know who you're I can't remember his name.
Like he pancaked the mess out of him.
It's
one of them plays.
Ngakoue.
Is that okay? Yannick Ngakoue.
Ngakoue.
He pancaked the mess out of him on that play.
Shit out of guys.
Just like old school, old man strength. I'm pissed off. Bam. And
I'm loving that.
Love the fact, like you said, Alex Bars came in as that third tight end.
Yep.
Alternate lineman.
Yeah, that's a Notre Dame package.
Yeah, Max Crosby was mad. Hey, Crosby was pissed off. He didn't do shit.
And that's exactly what I love about this is that Bill Lazor's calling these plays. He's actually he's giving Justin a chance to sit and develop and still play the game effectively. And that is all you can ask from a rookie quarterback. Yes, just like Terrence said earlier, guys, it's not going to be pretty all the time. It's not. But the kid managed the game well, didn't have any turnovers. He didn't have any fumbles, which was what I was concerned with going in, because he has had that little problem here and there. But the fact that we saw him actually, in big moments in the games, 3rd and, 11, nailing the first down.
He was triumphant.
He had a couple in a row there. right in between the breadbasket.
I think 7 in a row, 6 or 7 in a row. He had.
Yeah, I was seeing throws he was making in the game where there were 3 defenders coming in, and he's just diming it. And I'm like, this kid's like, there's something different about him today. Like,
he's different.
He didn't get the chance to do as much as what I would like him to do, but this week is Packer week. And I'm telling you, they're on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. We're going to see some stuff that we haven't seen yet. There's some wrinkles in both the offense and in the defense that I know that they're going to unleash on this Packer team. Because that secondary for the Packers, JB, is bad. They are hurting. They're bad.
Except for Jair Alexander.
Jair Alexander's out.
Oh, I thought he was coming back.
On IR. No, he's on IR. He is gone. So they don't have Zadarius Smith.
Well, I knew he was
up
right
there on the line. They're missing, I think, 2 corners at least right now. You can get, last week, if you watch the Bengal game, Jamar Chase went off on
he
them.
ate him up.
So this has to be the game Allen Robinson and Mooney come out and just go off. They have to do it today.
Can I do you one better?
Yeah.
Marquise Goodwin.
Our guy we say every week.
And Jesper Horsted.
Oh, I'm loving what Jesper's doing too.
For some reason, hold on. What is it? Oh, hey, Harry.
Harry, my boy in there.
What's up, Harry?
So
yeah, Jesper Horsted, he's playing decent. And that touchdown, I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck did he snag that ball over the defender?
That's because Justin Fields put it in a good spot. So what happened on that play? I know exactly what you're talking about there. What happened is that they read play action. The guy bid on play action, went back, couldn't see where Justin was throwing the ball, and Justin knew it, and he put it right where he needed to put it. It was pinpoint accuracy. It was just where he needed it to be. Couldn't have thrown it better. The kid was laying dimes.
I will say this. As long as Justin Fields is our quarterback, Jesper Horsted needs to be on his roster.
Absolutely.
Because him and that kid have a connection. They have a connection for real.
And you have to also say, it's something that we talked about in pregame again, JB. Jimmy Graham actually came to play today, and he blocked. He was pancaked
somebody.
Yeah, he was blocking.
He was getting fired up, engaged, because he knows what's coming. He knows that this offense is slowly developing. It's
waking
slowly
up.
developing. It's waking up. Yes, it was only 20 points. Offense scoring 20 points on this team is a good day, especially when you have a defense that's playing the way that they're playing right now, leading the league in sacks still. The hurries were better. Let's keep that momentum going. And it's Packer week. Yes, they're going to do some things to us that are going to really bother us. But the only weapon they have right now
Devontae
Adams. He went off.
Which we do not have an answer for.
Well, there are ways that you can,
well, you're never going to bracket him. That's why I say this could be a big game for Eddie.
But let him get his, as long as he gets his and nobody else does. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you got to let the big fish eat, and then on the side, snag up all the little boys and bring them home. Just let him have his day, man. Let him have his day.
Yeah, but his day can go for 3 touchdowns and 200 yards.
Well,
right.
Just tee off on everybody else. He's not going to play every single play. You're going to wear him out eventually. I mean, yes, you can double him down with a safety, play like that. Jalen Johnson probably should be mirroring this kid all day.
I would send him no matter where he lines up. I would send him.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think that's the way that they play this defense, JB.
So I see our guy is here now. The real Bears guru, the Mr. Chicago. Play that. Can we play that little intro for her?
Yes.
Do you see it?
I'm gonna find it. I see it.
Herb
Okay, let's do it.
Covers the Bears for Biggs Media. He's out there every day on the beat. This year, he asks all sorts of great questions.
Personal standpoint, when you lead the team onto the field, you hear a lot of boos, then Justin comes in, leads the team on the field, everybody goes crazy. Does that ever bother you? Does it get frustrating at some point?
He seems to have terrific insight.
The South Side is a rugged place. It's a tough place, a place of style and flavor. That is exactly what I will be bringing to the Chicago Bears beat this year, a different perspective. all-inclusive perspective. The Bears fan base is wide and it's vast. It includes the South Side. It includes the West Side, the North Side, the entire country and the entire globe. We're here to bring a different perspective to the Bears beat this year for the Bigs media.
Love that.
My man, Mr. Southside of Chicago. Did you hear that question that he asked Andy? I want to know what Andy's response
Think we
was.
can let him in first?
Let's bring him in. Yeah, bring him in.
Man, I just want to get you in
What
the
up,
room,
Herb?
Herb.
My man.
What's up?
What's good with y'all, man? How y'all feeling?
H2, what's the word?
Man, regular, just chilling,
Ask
man.
him,
Having a good
Terrence.
time.
So Herb, how did Andy respond? How did Andy respond to that question? I'm so curious.
I think he was just kind of like, I think he gave me like a politically
A
correct
political.
answer. Yeah, I think he was just like, he understands the hype and everything around Justin Fields, but at the same time, he did allow himself to say like, yo, once I threw that touchdown pass, they wasn't no booing then. So you could tell that it was kind of getting under his skin, that he kind of felt the energy around it. But I think that he's been genuine in his support of Justin Fields, but at the same time, as a veteran 11-year player who's confident in his own abilities, he has taken it personal a little bit that, he came in and everybody was already ready for him to lose his job. So he definitely felt that energy around it, but he handled it as best he could, I thought.
He wants to play. Let's call it what it is. He wanted to play.
Period.
Got to play a little bit. I mean, he had one pass for 8 yards against the Raiders. I mean,
oh shit!
That one touch. He did. He was 1 for 1.
He was 1 for 1. He was perfect on the day.
I went to go get my beer. I missed that. I missed it.
That's why you don't have any more Moors.
So what are we gonna do with Andy Dalton now, though, Herb? What are we gonna do with him?
I don't know. I think that he's a good insurance plan to have right now. I think you pretty much already given him his money, so you might as well just let him go ahead and play it out and be Justin's backup. I think that Justin continues to put himself in harm's way sometimes with the way he runs the ball. I asked Justin just after the game on Sunday when he took that shot in the ribs when he came out the game. He was actually on the sideline throwing up into a garbage can. Like, you said, he told us that after the shot he took in college on that spin move against Clemson, that he would stop spinning like that. And he continued to spin like that. He took another shot in the rib. I'm like, you said you're going to stop doing that. He's like, man, I know I said it. I don't know. Like, I don't even have no response for that. Like, stop doing that. So I think that as long as Justin is going to make some type of reckless decisions, I think it's good to have a backup behind him. I certainly don't want to see Nick Foles coming in the middle of a critical drive, because that was a critical drive. And it felt good to have Andy Dalton come in and be able to make a throw like that in that situation and keep the drive going until Justin was able to come back and finish the drive. So I think that Andy Dalton still provides some value to the Bears, even if he's going to be a highly overpaid backup.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 highly overpaid backups. Do you see anything on the trade market within? Because I believe next week is the trade deadline, or did they move it to week 7?
Yeah, I think that the time to trade Nick Foles was in the spring. I think that the Bears probably explored some trade options for him, but I don't think they were happy with what they were going to get in return. Personally, I thought they could have got a 7th round pick for him. Could have been worth it. Just go ahead and move him. There's nothing you can really do for him. There's nothing he could do for you. So I thought they should have moved him in the spring or the summer. For whatever reason, they did not. I think that was a mistake. I think at this point, there is minimal value you can get for him. Any team that's looking for a quarterback mid-season is not a team that's really trying to have some real playoff aspirations. So I think that they're not willing to pay top notch. They're not going to leverage their future when they don't have nothing, on the prospects for the present anyway. So I think that limits his trade value right now in terms of Nick Foles. So I think they probably stuck with all 3 of them at this point. Maybe somebody would come and wow you with an offer for Andy Dalton. Maybe you could try to flip him for like a 5th or something like that for a team that is in contention but loses their quarterback maybe week 11, week 12, and they say, hey, is there a veteran that can kind of carry us the rest of the way? Maybe Andy Dalton has some value for you then, but other than that, I don't see either of them having real value on the trade market.
Yeah, and Vernon here is correct. It's November 2nd, JB.
So week 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I guess I'm gonna go here, Herb. So, what do you think of this defense so far? Like, what do you see strengths, weaknesses, things that they should improve on still? Even, I said something the other day on one of our shows is that they were leading the league in sacks, but they were like 22nd in hurries. So that was kind of something telling to me. What do you think they can still improve on and get better as the season goes on?
Well, I think when you look at a stat like sacks and hurries, I think that sometimes you kind of expect to see a little bit of a disparity when you talk about your ranking in sacks versus your ranking in hurries. Teams that are high in hurries, they just missing some sacks. You know what I mean? So when you actually getting home, that kind of changed some things a little bit for you there. But I think that this defense is capable of carrying this team throughout the season, whether that's a playoff run or whatever. I think this defense is good enough to carry this team. I think that they've dealt with a lot of injuries already early on in the season. They've had Tashawn Gibson miss time. They've had Danny Trevathan miss time. They've had Akeem Hicks miss time. Eddie Goldman has missed time. And even with all those guys missing time, they've continued to kind of weather the storm and play good ball defensively. As long as they aren't on the field for 35 plus minutes. I think the 35-minute mark is about as long as this defense is built to go. I think that's about as long as any good defense is built to go. And I think that if the offense can continue to do their part, continue to sustain some drives, continue to have to play ball control offense, it'll help this defense. I think this defense can certainly give you 30 minutes of dominant ball every single game. I think they have that kind of ability when you can rush off the edge with a Khalil Mack, when you have Quinn playing the way he's been playing this season. I think that you can do some things defensively for 30 minutes that can really limit the team's offense. But I think once you get into the 35-plus minute mark, defense, I think any defense is going to wear it down. I think the Bears saw that against Cleveland. Throughout that first half, they kept that running game bottled up. Even with Chubb and Hunt, they kept that thing bottled up. But once they were on the field for 35-plus minutes, you start to see the break tackles, you start to see the breakdowns on the back end. I think that's going to happen to any defense. So I think that as long as the offense can play complementary style football, run the ball, utilize time possession, keep getting some first. You don't have to score touchdowns every drive. I think this defense is good with 21 points. You can get them 21. I think they'll win most ball games for you. But you got to do that in a way that eats up a lot of clock and doesn't allow them to have to be on the field for 35-plus minutes. That's when you start to see the breakdowns, and that's when some of these games kind of gotten away from them late.
Yeah. Okay.
So is Sean Desai, is he that dude?
I think so, man. Just watching him, I think that he's a really, really smart guy, but he's really, really passionate too. And watching him close up, like during camp, he knows everything. Like you watch him coaching on the field, and in the middle of the play, he's coaching up the nickels. He's telling Duke Shelley, yo, he's about to go inside. And sure enough, step outside, slant across his face. He's like, I just told you what he's going to do. And his passion, his energy that he coaches, I think it's infectious for this defense. I think that he learned a lot from Vic Fangio. I think that he took some of the good things from Chuck Pagano as well. But I think that he's been able to kind of blend both of those guys in a way that allows him to utilize this defense. You see him doing different things with different players. You see him putting Quinn and Mack next to each other and rushing them some. You see him moving some of those DBs around. You see DeAndre Houston-Carson playing everything from outside linebacker to nickel to safety. You see Eddie Jackson kind of moving around. He's doing some different things with this defense because I think he understands exactly what the offense is trying to do to him. He's cerebral enough to get it and to counter it, but he also does it in a way that positions his players to make plays for him defensively. And so I think Sean Desai was a good hire. I think he'll only continue to get better and better the more experience he has. Now, obviously, there's going to be a book that goes out on him. And we'll see by midseason what type of adjustments teams start to make as they've seen him once or twice and he goes through that division schedule for the second time. But so far, I like what I've seen from Sean Desai. I think he's a really good DC.
Absolutely, absolutely. Howard, let me give a little nod to your alma mater with this question. You were with the young Dolphin, right?
Yes, sir. You should have been a Dolphin.
Hey, so I'm gonna give a nod to you and your school with my next question. You had a brother by the name of Russell Maryland that comes from your school, one of the NFL greats, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Not a lot of Pro Bowls because back then the defensive tackles weren't Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? Right. But still a beast. Do we have a Russell Maryland type player with either Tonga or Eddie Goldman moving forward? Because I like what I've seen from both of them the last 2 weeks.
I think Tonga has been a pleasant surprise. You get a 7th-round pick, and you don't even know if that guy's going to make the team.
He's not going to make the team, right?
For you. You know what I mean? So he's been able to not only make the team, but he's been able to contribute. And when Eddie Goldman was out, he was in the rotation heavy. He was and I think that he's been productive with the opportunities that he's had. Now, you talk about Eddie Goldman, I think he's one of the best nose tackles in the game. The dude is an absolute monster. I mean, the way you go back to Sunday, and when the Raiders went for it on 4th and 1, Eddie Goldman pushed the guard 5 yards into the backfield and blew that play up. I think Mack might have made the tackle, but Eddie Goldman blew that play up. And that dude has he has a level of power and strength that very few people has, but he's also able to bring his feet with it. He's also able to use his hands in a really good way. You've heard Kyrus Tonga talk about Eddie Goldman's hands specifically in terms of things that he's learning from him about the hand placement and how he uses his hands. Eddie Goldman is as good as any nose tackle that you're going to find. He eats up blocks. He takes on double teams, which allows Roquan Smith to get sideline to sideline, allows Alec Ogletree to make the plays that he's been making. When Eddie Goldman is in that defense, it is a completely different animal. And when he's not, you can feel the difference in him not being in the game. When he's there, I think he's as good as any nose tackle in the league. I think he really changes the game. He may be the most important player on that defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I can agree with that. So I had a question about Cole Kmet. He's only got 10 receptions this year for 81 yards in 5 games. Why aren't they utilizing the tight end position more, Herb? I just can't understand why. It makes no sense to me because it's a Kansas City Chiefs based offense, and you see Patrick Mahomes throwing to Travis Kelce all day long. Yes, we know that it's not the same, but what exactly is going on? What do you see with that?
I think that when you talk about Matt Nagy, if he's an offensive guy, he's a quarterback at heart. I think he wants to light the scoreboard up. That's just his nature. He just wants to score a lot of points. And for him, it's more enticing to run 4 and 5 wide receiver sets than it is to run 2 and 3 tight end sets. Now, is that the formula for the Bears to win? No, they absolutely need to utilize those tight ends. They need to bring those guys in. You got Jimmy Graham, you got Cole Kmet, you even got guys, like J.P. Holtz, and like you utilize these guys. Jesse James had a real good camp. You saw what Jesper Horsted was able to do with his opportunities in the preseason and on Sunday. Utilize these guys. I think it's necessary, but I think that Matt Nagy was more enticed by bringing in, Marquise Goodwin and Demir Bird and utilizing those guys and putting them all on the field at the same time. I think that those guys were great additions to the offense, but I think that the best way to utilize them is to get those guys 15, 16 snaps a game. And if they can be productive in those 15, 16 snaps, but maybe between them, they get you 6 or 7 balls for a touchdown and 100 yards. That's how you utilize that kind of speed. Not to have it on the field for 40 snaps. You pound it, and then you let their speed get behind it. But I think they have to utilize those tight ends. I think the tight end is obviously a best friend for a young quarterback, right? While he's developing, he's trying to see everything in front of him. When you got a 6'5", 6'6" guy that can sit down right in the middle of that defense, that helps a young quarterback every single time. It's a safety blanket for him. He doesn't always have to look, okay, where's Allen Robinson at when I'm in trouble? I can look and see it right in front of my face. There's a 15-year vet in Jimmy Graham that can sit down in my face. There's a young guy in Cole Kmet who's a matchup nightmare for most linebackers and safeties in this league. And so I think that you have to find ways to utilize them, whether it's in the play action game. I think they can utilize a lot of tight end screens a little bit better as well. I think they have to find ways to utilize Cole Kmet, Jimmy Graham, that whole entire tight end room. I think they got a lot of talent there, and it would be really, really beneficial for the Bears to utilize them. I do think that Bill Lazor is more apt to use them than Nagy was.
Yeah, like maybe even just chipping off the edge, running a little short curl in the middle, just getting them involved a little more. It's just something that we just haven't seen enough of yet. It's something that me and JB talk about a lot.
It's important.
I just like to see some more separation from him. He's a big boy. He can definitely catch. We saw at Notre Dame what he could do. Not saying that, that's comparable to pro competition, but hell, that's where you get your start from. But I would just like to see him, give him a little bit of an opportunity, like a little bit more stretch plays. Because what we saw from the Raiders, the way that they use Waller, I'm not saying Kmet is Waller, but the Raiders offense, the way that they played last week wasn't that dissimilar from ours.
No. But remember, even last year, JB, you saw Cole Kmet later in the season starting to do those types of things. So maybe, he's got to get that cohesion with Fields. But I just don't understand why you can't just run some chips, run them in the middle, run a curl, Alex Acevedo, curls.
Curls.
Run the curls. But no, just something like that, or an easy drag route in the flats or something, something just to get them going.
Herb, I almost forgot who Tariq Cohen was. Are we missing him?
Well,
be honest.
The pup list is 6 weeks, so we should hear.
Yeah, next week we'll get a determination.
Yeah, I think they are missing him. I think he's a dynamic athlete that offers you, again, just another way to create explosives offensively. I think that, again, you can utilize him in the screen game. You can put him in the slot. You could even utilize him in 2-back sets with Dave Montgomery. Now, Damian Williams has been everything that the Bears could have hoped for. I think he's come in and played really, really well. He had a really, really good camp. But I think that Tariq Cohen has a skill set that none of those other backs has. So I think that if he's healthy and able to come back, I think he can absolutely contribute. Now, I don't know that the Bears are being honest and upfront about what he's been dealing with. I think at some point, they had to go back in his knee. I don't know when it happened, but for him to be out, over a year now, they had to go back into his knee. It just doesn't take that long for it to heal anymore. Now, everybody heals differently, but I remember the first day we got when they opened camp and just seeing him walk around the field, I was like, oh, he's nowhere near ready to play ball. Like, he's not going to be ready to play opening day. And people are like, well, he should be on schedule. I don't like, just look at him. He's got a noticeable limp in his walk. Like, he's not going to be ready to play football anytime soon. Now, I haven't seen him lately, so I don't know, how he's been progressing, and if he's going to be ready to go. You got to miss the first 6 for Pup, but if he'll be ready to go after this week or not. But if he can come back, I think he can help for sure.
Yeah, I heard a little something early in the preseason about he had to get a second scope done at the beginning of the preseason because there was some buildup in there they had to clean up. So I don't know how long that takes to heal, but yeah, Herb, you're right on that. What do you think about Tevin Jenkins maybe coming back soon? Because I get asked that on my Facebook group every week, at least twice a week. Have you heard anything about Tevin? So I can please tell my fans something. For the love of God.
The last time I saw Tevin Jenkins was at the taco truck outside Hallis Hall for a few weeks straight. The Bears were like buying everybody lunch, and so they would have different food trucks come in, and anybody can go out there and get the food. And one time Tevin Jenkins was out there at the taco truck, and I was like, well, it's good to at least see him. But in terms of him getting back on the football field, I don't know when it's going to be. I think that the Bears were negligent in that entire process, even going back to the preseason before they even drafted him. I think that Ryan Pace takes a lot of big swings, and sometimes he hits and sometimes he misses. And I think that when you get rid of both of your starting tackles, I'm not saying that Massey and Leno were all world bookend tackles. I'm not saying that, but Leno showed up for you every single day that he was a Chicago Bear. And I think that availability is probably the greatest ability. And I think that there's something to be said for the way that Charles Leno was always there. That being said, you want to move on from those guys? Fine. But what is your plan for moving on from them? And I don't think the Bears had an actual plan for how they wanted to move on from them. They invested some draft capital into 2 guys with Jenkins and Borum. So far, we haven't seen that come to fruition because of injuries. Larry Borum had a pretty good camp when he was healthy, but then he had the concussion. It set him back. Tevin Jenkins had the back. We never even saw him all camp. And so I think that what they should have done was, once they realized this back thing was clearing up, I know they said these were different symptoms than they were having in college. The book was out on him. Everybody knew he had a back coming out of college. And so once that thing started to flare up, I think the prudent thing would have been to go into it immediately, do whatever operation needed to be done so he can be ready maybe by the time the season rolls around. Now you do this thing a couple weeks before the season starts, and you're talking about a back. You don't know when or if he's going to be able to return. And even when he does, what shape is he in? He hasn't been able to hit the weight. You don't hit the weights when you're dealing with a back. So is he going to be strong enough to come in and compete? You haven't been doing much running with a back. Is he going to be in condition to come in and compete? And so I don't know how much he helps you even in the second half of the season if you can expedite that learning curve for him. I don't know that that's probably the best course of action. If I had to bet on it, I would say looking at Tevin Jenkins being a starter and a major contributor to this O-line is probably 2022 at best at this point.
Yeah.
Now, is that something we're cursed with now? Because by my take, that's Chris Williams, Gabe Karimi. Now this is it our scouting department? I mean, like, what is it that we keep getting these so-called superior linemen?
I think that happens around the league, though, JB.
But we seem to get it the worst, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, you go back to Mark Colombo. We drafted him. He was
Mark Colombo, right? And then he goes to Dallas,
and then he goes to Dallas, and he's a really, really productive player. So I think that for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out with a lot of these O-linemen around here in Chicago. And we've gone through all the coaches. We went through Harry Hasted, and everybody's like, "Oh, we keep getting the best O-line coaches around." Well, nobody's developing these guys. And you see Cody Whitehair. He's turned into a really productive player. He was a good pick out of Kansas State. James Daniels, when he's been healthy, he's been able to produce for you. But that the health is always a question, and so you got to figure out something at right tackle. I think Jermaine Ifedi is just not playing good football for him. That's putting it nicely.
He's a penalty machine.
Every game.
Penalty machine all the time.
Yeah. Maybe those two young guys work out. We'll see, but that remains to be seen. With
we love Borum. Like when Borum was playing, we're like, hey, we got something here. But like you said. What is his health? Is he going to be one of those play 2 games out 4, play 2 games out 3, play 2 games out 2?
Only tackle in college football last year to have 0 pressures on him. Only one.
Only one.
Yeah, and he's a massive dude who has some athletic ability that's able to move around. I think that he may actually be better suited for the left side than the right side, and Tevin may be better suited for the right side. So I think that, when they come back, I don't know what they're going to do at right tackle. We don't know the severity of Jermaine Ifedi's injury. They'll have Wilkinson, playing in there in the meantime, and maybe Larry Bohr can come back and compete at that right tackle spot. But I think going into next offseason, it'll be interesting to see if they don't, in fact, flip those two young tackles and put Tevin on the right side and Larry on the left.
That's
that'd be interesting
too. That's a great.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And then don't forget, like Barnes is like the utility guy now. He's just playing all across from tackle to guard. So
you might as well call him a tight end blocker at this point.
Right.
For real.
Honestly.
Number 64 is eligible.
Yeah, he's taking over that Bradley Soul role.
Yes, sir.
So jumping to the other side of the ball, Kendall Vildor, it seems like he's kind of found his niche, right? He's playing with a lot of heart. He's playing on these big dudes, and he's actually holding his own. He was playing on Darren Waller the other day.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's a kid who has a lot of confidence. He came out of a small school, and so I think it took him a minute just to know for sure that he belonged. And I think that, at some point he realized, like, no, I can play with these dudes. And I think that at cornerback, as much as any other position in the league, that confidence is critical. And so once he was able to develop that confidence, you start to see him play with it in camp. And I think it's important for him because as Jalen Johnson continues to ascend and he continues to prove himself to be an elite corner in this league, people are going to shy away from him. And then the ball's going to go at Kendall more and more and more. And so far, he's been able to stand up to those challenges. He has to continue to do that. You got Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers coming to town. Aaron Rodgers is always looking to expose whatever your weakness is. And so whether that's going to be Duke Shelley in the slot, whether that's Kendall on the back end, whether that's some of the miscommunication things we saw from the safeties, Aaron Rodgers is going to test everybody mentally and physically. And so we'll see if Kendall is up to that challenge. But so far, I've been impressed with what I've seen from Kendall, not only throughout camp, but early in the season as well.
I like him. I definitely like him. And I like Duke Shelley. Duke Shelley's been playing some ball.
He's been making some
Duke
good
Shelley's
open
a
field
physical
tackles.
dude.
Open field tackles, yeah.
Open field, big time. So
yeah, he was given the slot. My bad.
No. Please go.
Nah, Duke was given the nickel job. He had the first crack at the nickel job going into camp, right? That was the expectation that he would win the nickel job. Throughout camp, Marquis Christian had a really good camp and started to battle him. And Duke honestly didn't really have a good camp. And I was kind of wondering, why that was. And not to say that he was doing anything wrong, but he just wasn't making those kind of splash plays. But when you start to see him play in live games, it becomes clear that Duke Shelley isn't a practice player, right? He's not a guy who's going to flash when it's not live, when he can't come up and blow guys up, when he can't make tackles, because that's the strength of his game. So when he can't do that, he's not really going to flash on the field for you. He's not a really ball skills guy like that. He's kind of disruptive. He's coming down, he's making tackles, he's sticking to his guy like that. But I think when the game starts, you get to see his natural ability and his instincts take over. His toughness comes in. Like y'all say, he's making open field tackles. He's sticking his nose in there in the running game. I think that is why you kind of saw Marquis Christian win the nickel job coming out of camp. But then once he didn't play so well in St. Louis and then Duke got his chance to come on the field, you get to see that, wait, when it's live action, Duke is a ball player.
You totally saw that momentum shift, too, when it came into that Bengals game. So I like what's going on with them. And Christian's not a bad player. I hope to see him maybe the very few times they do go down, maybe we'll get
they're good, man.
That ain't what I said.
They're good, man.
That ain't what I said. Jeez,
how many good dime corners are that great anyway, Terrence? Like, there's not that many in the league that are going to be, all world, because if they were, they wouldn't be playing.
They wouldn't be dime.
Four on it. They wouldn't be dime. What about Eddie Jackson though? Why can't Eddie Jackson tackle like Duke Shelley? Please.
Hey, somebody said no.
Terrence is dying to know right now.
Hey, who was that, Alan? Hey, Herb. Somebody called him No Action Jackson. I almost I don't mean to talk bad about him. That'd be terrible.
Explain Eddie Jackson to Terrence, please, Herb.
I think that, listen, satisfaction is directly linked to expectation. People have high expectations for Eddie Jackson. You expect him to get his hands on the football. You expect him to make game-changing plays. You paid him like that, exactly. Like you paid him like that to be a game changer. And it's not to say that he's out there playing bad, but he's not making plays that are changing the game for you, like we saw in his first couple of years in the league. That's the expectation that you have for him. And so when you're not seeing him get his hands on the ball, it's like, well, what is he out here doing? Because, again, like y'all said, he's not a big hitter. He's not coming downhill like a Duke Shelley or like some of these other safeties. That's not his game. Either he's getting his hands on the ball or he's just a guy. And just a guy at his salary cap raises a lot of eyebrows. And so, you want him to find ways to get his hands on the ball. I don't think tackling is ever going to be a strong suit. One, I don't think he has the real desire to do it. Now, will he come down and hit a guy when he's breaking on the ball the right way? Sure. But in terms of trying to meet a ball carrier in the hole or something like that, that's not really what Eddie Jackson wants to do. You can utilize him off the edge and send him on some blitzes, and he can blow up some plays in the backfield. But guys getting ahead of steam running at him, those aren't tackles that he really wants to make. Also, he hasn't shown for whatever reason, he's taking poor angles all season long.
Yes.
He's taking poor angles in the running game. He's taking poor angles in the passing game. And you continue to see these things cost him, even when the ball's in flight. It's like, why are you taking that particular angle? Or when a guy's making a catch, why are you taking that particular angle to make that tackle? Of course you're going to
makes him look slow.
Makes him look
He
slow.
looks out of control.
That's what it more looks like to me.
He looks out of control when he takes those bad angles. He tackled the fuck out of Kendall Vildor. He tackled the fuck out of him.
And you watched against the Browns, Hunt just moved him like it was nothing. He's not taking those angles right. But you'd think that by now he would know those proper angles. And why isn't Sean Desai on him about that more? Just making a good effort, trying to wrap up a little bit and not always leading with your shoulder going in blind all the time, Herb. I can't wrap my head around why he can't just, make an effort at it.
I mean, I can't
ball
imagine
hawking
Sean
only gets
Desai,
you so far,
Yeah, Sean Desai was his position coach for a while, and Deshae Townsend obviously played in this league at a high level for a long time. I can't imagine that those guys aren't telling him the fundamentals of tackling, right? I mean, he's been around the game for a long time. He understands to come, bring your pass, run your feet, break down, wrap up, and he understands that. But I think for whatever reason, that's just not really what he wants to do. It's not really his desire. And I think that when you're Sean Desai, it puts you in a bit of a position to say, okay, well, what do I do? I got this high-price safety who, at his best, is a game-changing playmaker. But if he's not doing that, then do I put DeAndre Houston Carson out there?
But see,
always gonna be,
he's going to hit. But I think if we can go back to 2018, his calling card was his ball hawking prowess. That seems to just not be in this game anymore.
Well, that's because there's not. I mean, yes, we are leading the league in sacks, but the pressure is what got him those opportunities.
True,
JP.
True. But when you watch him and Herb, see if you see the same thing.
Yeah.
On certain deep routes, he's in trail mode too much.
And I think
that's free safety. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's crazy. He don't keep that game in front of him. He be running, chasing somebody.
And I get he trying to make the play, but it's like what happened to ball hawking Eddie, pick six Eddie, nose for the ball Eddie. Like, I know he's the same person, but is it the money? Like, I mean, I know you can only speak so candidly with us, but
no, I mean, I'm fine. I don't know what it is, right? I think that's easy to say. Like, he got his check, and then now he's not putting in the time. I don't know that. I don't know that's the case. Maybe that is. I don't know. All I do know is that he's just not making the plays that we've seen him make in his first couple of years in the league in terms of getting his hands on the football. Now, some of that might be just pressing. Like, we talk about him being in a trailing position on a lot of these plays. They just missed. Derek Carr just missed that play across the middle. That he was behind everybody, right? You know what I mean?
And that would have damn near been 6 because that was
he would have scored. He catch that.
The last drive, last drive of the game.
Yeah, he catches that, he scores, and so I think that a lot of times Eddie Jackson may be pressing and trying to make trying to come up on the play and make a play on the ball too soon. He's letting guys get behind him. There's some communication breakdowns. In the post-game press conference, he actually said that had something to do with Jalen Johnson. Jalen said he saw one thing and something else happened. And so without really throwing Jalen under the bus, he was kind of like, nah, that was kind of Jalen fuck up on that one. And, we talked about it and got it together. You watch the tape, maybe that was, that was what he said took place. And so
how was that Jalen's fault when that came on?
That's happening too often though, because that happened with Gibson sooner, in the year against the Rams. This happens all the time with Eddie. It can't always be someone else's fault. Like, it's got to come to a point where Eddie's got to take a little bit of responsibility too.
But I'm trying to figure out how was that Jalen's responsibility when it was on the right seam?
Yeah, I don't know what is.
You seen it hurt? That don't make sense.
It depends on what coverage they're in, JB.
Yeah,
because maybe he was supposed to, drop back instead of doing what he. I don't know. It depends. We don't know what coverage.
I would have to know exactly what the play call was, what the coverage was, what the disguise was. I would have to know exactly what it was they were trying to do for me to say 100% that wasn't Jalen Fardo, 100% it wasn't Eddie. I don't know, but they were playing for the run. So if he was
in 4-4-3, he has to stay middle safety. He's got deep behind. Jalen has a third. He has a third. He's got deep behind. So that couldn't have been Jalen because Edwards ran straight up the seam, went like a waggle route up the seam. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to say he's making excuses, but if that play happens and that's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, that's a touchdown.
That's a six.
That's six for sure.
We can't give those type of plays up and then just be like, man, it was your fault. No, like, come on.
Okay.
So what do we have to do, Herb, to beat a Packer team who, doesn't look as good as we thought they'd be? They've been really dinged up.
Their offensive
line is dinged up. The only wide receiver or offensive player that they really have is Devontae Adams. Secondary's banged up. What do they have to do to really beat this Packers team that's ailing?
I think the formula for the Bears is set for the rest of the season. They got to play ball control offense. They got to establish the run early in offense. They got to be able to continue to run the ball deep into the second half. If they can do that, they can sustain their drives. They can, control the time of possession, and that will allow that defense to stay fresh. And if that defense is fresh, it will allow them to get after Aaron Rodgers. They'll shut down that running game. We talk about Eddie Goldman, Roquan Smith, and those guys up front. I think they'll shut down the running game enough that you'll put them in some obvious passing situations. Now, that doesn't mean the same versus Aaron Rodgers as it means against a Jerry Goff or something like that. However, it does help you when you get him in obvious passing situations. And I don't care if we're talking about Aaron Rodgers or not. You put pressure on him, it diminishes his value and his ability. And so I think they can put him in some obvious passing situations. You can get Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack pinning their ears back the way they have been. Then you can put him in some situations where he can make throws just a little bit before he wants to, right? It's never going to be you just force him to turn the ball over. He's missing guys by a whole lot. It's whether or not he has that extra half a second step in there and beat you for a touchdown, or does you throw a little bit too soon and it goes off Devontae's fingertips. Those are the type of plays that are going to make the difference between beating the Green Bay Packers. But I think it starts with what the offense does. The offense is going 3 and out. The Packers are going to score 30 plus, and the Bears are going to lose. If the offense is sustaining drives and they're going down there and they're able to keep the ball 4 or 5 minutes at a time, whether you score or not, and shorten that football game, allow that defense to stay fresh. And I think you have a game that ends up 24 or less. And I think if it's 24 or less, then the Bears have an opportunity. Once it gets above 24, minus a defensive touchdown or a special teams touchdown, I think the Bears don't really have much of a shot.
So you like that 17-14, 20-17 type of game?
That's their formula for the season. I think that's gonna have to be how they win football games. How do we get to 20 points? How do we get to 21 points? And then can we rely on our defense to help us out? How often can we utilize the weapon that is Pat O'Donnell? Because he's one of their best offensive weapons, believe it or not. And I
flip
think
the field,
flip the field. I think that
lately.
I think you got to factor in the defense with every decision you make. So all these times we going for it on 4th and 2 at the midfield mark, don't do that shit. Like, just don't do it. Every time you have to make a decision about should we do this or should we do that, I think you need to decide which one of these things is better for the defense, not better for the offense. Which is better for the defense? And if it's better for you to punt from your own 40 and back them up inside their own 10, then you do that, like, every single time. And because even if you go for it from your own 40 on 4th and 1, you convert. Okay, so now you got it 1st and 10 from your own 41. Are we still sure this offense is going to score from there? Like, you still need
no, but you're keeping them off the field, though, Herb. Like you're still keeping them off the field, because if you're basing it off the running game, you're expecting your running back to get 2 yards on a 4th and 2, right? Like, you're not going to run some stupid QB, out on the rim crap. I don't like that. Just run the ball, establish it up the gut. They've been getting 4 yards a click. Why not just keep doing that to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field and wear down that defense? That's the way I look at it.
I see that school of thought too, and I certainly understand that. But I look at it like this. What's more likely to happen? Is it more likely that Jermaine Lafayette gets blown up on a 4th and 2, or is it more likely that Khalil Mack and his defense let some guys drive 90 yards for a touchdown. I'm thinking that before the Bears defense gives up a 90-yard touchdown drive,
it's the Fetty.
Get blown up on 4th and 2.
It's a
so,
Fetty.
And then you give A-Rod the ball at the 40, and you can put 6 on the board at that point. And it is again, I think you got to do everything to benefit the defense.
And with Mustafa not getting that push up the middle.
Yeah. Well, but you can run offset to like Whitehair, you know. You can run over by Daniel's side. You can try to get 2 yards on that. I just don't like giving that guy any opportunity. And I understand your point about, you know, play the field position game, but Aaron Rodgers still finds ways, even with, you know, a 90-yard drives to kill you. So I would much rather take the chance a couple times a game just to move it up a little bit more, take more time off the clock, let the defense rest a little more.
Now, AB, you totally just dismissed Green Bay just a few minutes ago. Now you're saying, now you're finally realizing that Aaron Rodgers is a fucking beast.
Aaron's that dude. He
will take over the game at any time.
And that's why I'm
first place right now. You know that, right?
I know that. And that's why I would rather run the ball on 4th and 2 on the 40 to try to get up a little bit more. I'm not saying on our own 40. I'm saying on Green Bay's 40. And then, you know, try to move up a little bit more. Just any opportunity you can get to, you know, move the ball, you have to with these guys. Herb, I just don't agree with you on that, but I completely respect your opinion on it because I do understand playing the field position game is massive and very important. I just want to go for the jugular with them. They just beat us that way over and over and over again. Like, we've got to do something different with them.
But let me ask you this, because similar to what Andy Reid does, similar to what we saw Lamar Jackson do last night, get the 2 yards with your tight end.
That's analytically, that's the way to go, JB. That's the way that the league's going right now. Like, if you really crunch numbers like that, that's the way that's going, is short passing games. You know, wide open curl turns, you know, stuff curls. Yes, curls. I said curls again.
But like you said,
it works though.
That's a quick chip. That's a quick chip. You put no matter whoever. That's a quick chip at the line.
Drag across the middle.
3 yards.
Ding.
Quick dump pass.
Easy money, right? Most of the time.
But he's got to call it. He's got to call it.
Yeah.
Because what we know for sure is Laser is going, exactly, Alex. Laser's going to run the ball.
Run the ball.
And from what I saw from Cincinnati last week, they didn't run the ball great, but Jamar Chase was running roughshod on them boys.
He was.
Like Joe Burrow was just sitting up there like, Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Hail Mary.
And
they
got
really
the guys
could have
to
won.
take the shots. You've got Mooney. Mooney can take those shots downfield. You're going to get those opportunities. You've just got to really make sure that you impose your will with the run game, attack them instead of being attacked, JB. It's like we talked about on the pregame. You know, make your identity running the ball. And when you've got these 4th and 2s, make them fear you going for it. Even if you're hard counting and you just call timeout, make them worry about that kind of stuff. I just think that we've got to play this Green Bay team a little different than that because Aaron Rodgers has been killing us for too long. Nagy's 1-5 against Green Bay.
Yes,
guys.
And the one he won is when he got hurt. Yes. So I'll say this: Green Bay has never been right for the picking more so than now, and we need to strike while the iron is hot. We've got momentum. We've got. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say we got a hot quarterback right now, even though he's not lighting the numbers statistically on fire. Justin from Cleveland. That's two different players.
Yeah,
that's two different players. And I have faith in Laser.
It's definitely a statement opportunity for the Bears this week. I think that it's one thing to beat the Detroit Lions at home. I think it's even more impressive to go on the road and beat a pretty good Raiders team. But I think if you really want to make a statement about who you are in this season, I think you got to beat the Green Bay Packers at home Sunday at Soldier Field. You got the Packers coming off a game that they tried every opportunity they could to lose that game. They aren't playing great football right now. The Bears are playing ascending football. I think that if you are who you want to be, then this is the right time to go ahead and beat the Packers and establish that running game. And if you want to, set the tone and you want to come out on your first drive and you find yourself in the 4th and 2 and you say, hey, we're going to impose our will and go for it here. Again, I understand that's what I'm not opposed to. I really, really not. I just think that the formula for this Bears team long term is on every single drive, score or punt. And if they can score or punt on every drive, then I think that, they'll put themselves in a better position to win over a 4-quarter football game. But if they choose to say, hey, it's 4th and 1 from the 50 on our first drive, we're going to set the tone right now. I understand that thought, but they better make it. They better make
I
it.
heard
or
you
they'll be
said
down
score a
7-0.
punt. We can't be giving Green Bay a bunch of 3 and outs.
Well, and we've
Hell
got
no.
a secret weapon too, and it's something that I thought about a little bit earlier today, and Alex Acevedo said, Mike Pettin, the old defensive coordinator for Green Bay. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to really give us, here's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, he
But
ain't gonna
can
give
us
up no secrets.
Well, no, he can give us tendencies to what,
Tendencies, right? Because they've changed, of course. But
because every year, every offense is always going to develop a little bit differently. They're going to have a whole different, schemes. Language is the word I'm actually looking for. But the tendencies of Aaron Rodgers, the tendencies of this offense, he game planned around him for 3 years. He knows exactly what his weaknesses are, and he can help expose them a little bit. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, Mike Pettin can help them in that. Herb, what do you think about that? Is that just like something that every coach has coached every place, so obviously that's going to happen, right?
Yeah, no, I think there's some value in having a guy like Mike Pettin who has seen Aaron Rodgers up close, who does know all of his strengths and all of his weaknesses. But I think at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is a guy who's seen every defense you can throw at him. He's seen every defensive coordinator there is. He's seen every coverage, every disguise, every blitz package.
He's seen
you can bring. I don't think everyone. I don't think Mac.
He
I don't
hasn't
think
seen
Mike
Sean
Pettin
Desai yet, has he?
Well, not Sean Desai personally, but there's
No.
11 guys on the field. There's only so many coverages, so many blitzes you can see. I think that Aaron Rodgers I don't think they're going to surprise him with anything they do. So I think that it can certainly benefit you to know some of his intimate strengths and weaknesses, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh, because we got Mike Pettin, we've solved the Aaron Rodgers conundrum. I think that Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and you got to deal with 12 on Sunday.
I agree.
Dude, I think it's a smash mouth football Sunday.
It's just tendency.
So let's do this. Let's go around the horn with a prediction.
Cool.
We can start with you, AB.
I hate when you do this. I don't even know. I haven't thoroughly evaluated this. I don't know who's playing, who's not playing. But I want to take the Bears in this one. I really do. At home, I'm going to say
Bears hater, man. He betted against the Bears.
I'm not a hater.
Last
I'm
week.
just a realist. Okay,
You a hater. You a hater.
I'm 4-1 this year on my picks. Okay, apparently I might know a little something. I don't know.
I didn't say you don't know nothing. I said you a hater.
Know a little something. No, I'm a realist. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I heard that shit before.
I'm gonna take them, but I'm gonna take them 24-23, last minute field goal to win the game.
23.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's a weird ass score.
It is because
I want to know what Harry got to say about that.
Crosby definitely needs to make some field goals after last week, what he pulled through when he was playing Cincy. So he's going to make some field goals. They're going to bend, don't break defense, which I can't stand, but that's what they're going to play. Just like Herb said, playing good defense in the red zone, especially stopping them, field goals only. Bears drive down, win the game.
JB, what you got?
Let's pray.
So my score would be kind of like just thrown into the fire because, like AB, I haven't been able to do my research. It's only Tuesday, but
way too early.
Based upon what I saw from what the Bengals did, I think they kind of gave us not necessarily the formula, not the cheat code, but they gave us a little insight on how to rattle them. Like you said earlier, let Devontae Adams eat. Make sure nobody else does.
Yep.
And then when Aaron presses, because you get that pressure on him, of which the Bears defense is way better than the Bengals, now he gets into he's not really throwing interceptions, but like you said, now that 3rd and 7 is a fingertip pass and they're punting, as opposed to 3rd and 7. That 3rd and 7 is going for 17 or more. So early prediction, this might change.
I think mine will.
It might change. I'm gonna do you one better.
I think it will.
I'm gonna do you one better because I kind of feel that Lazer's gonna say, "Hey, at least get field goals. At least get field goals." So I'm gonna say 17-15 Bears.
You think they're going to hold Aaron Rodgers to 15 points?
No, I'm looking at it. Well, yes,
that's what you just said.
Another weird ass fucking score.
Let me tell you why I'm looking at it like that. Because if the Bears ball control and keep him off the field,
yeah, which that should be the game plan, just like Herb said. Yeah, absolutely. Herb, it's on you. Even though this is way too early to do early predictions, Herb, who you got?
It ain't that goddamn early.
It's early as hell. It's been 2 days since they played, Terrence.
It ain't that early.
I think
he's like, damn.
I think it is a little early. I think you get the injury reports coming out tomorrow, but I'll say that, you know, it's as much as I wanna vote with my heart, my head tells me that until I can see the Bears beating the Packers consistently on a regular, I can't. It's just I don't see myself picking the Bears to beat the Packers. And so if I had to say it right now and say, I would probably go 21-13 Packers. I think the defense will play well enough. I think it may even be close going into even the last drive. I think if it's 14-13 going to the last drive, can Aaron Rodgers go down the field and put a game-killing touchdown on the board? I think they can. I think that the Packers walk away 21-13 over the Bears on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
So who's a hater now, Terrence?
Wow, both you and Herb. Y'all haters.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong. Like
we all want to be wrong.
I'll be sitting in that booth and hoping that the Bears are playing well. It's real hard for me to sit there and not cheer in the press box. Like it's like ooh shit. But
yeah,
I certainly want the Bears to win with everything in me. But you asking me to make a prediction, and if I had to, I would say Packers 21, Bears 13.
Yeah.
So do you have to be impartial when you're up in the booth?
Yeah, there's no cheering in the press box.
They're encouraged not to cheer.
They give announcements throughout in the press box, like no cheering in the press box. So I mean, you get slight reactions here or there from guys or whatever, but I'm a Bears fan for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been covering the team that long to be pissed at the Bears. I ain't jaded at you know what I mean? Like, I'm no more than the average Bears fan. And so I'm still watching the game like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like that. So but you try to control it as best you can, but I'm a Bears fan before even a Bears reporter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, my prediction. I don't think that it's too early. However, this may change.
85
field goals. Okay. So I'm saying 24-21 Bears. And I think that it'll end on a field goal. K-Roll has been ridiculous.
Yes, he has.
Ridiculous.
Carlos
Matter of
Santos.
fact, I would give him the game ball from last week. He was ridiculous.
He was money. He's been money all year.
He have like 27 straight or something like that.
Yeah, like
he's like the little Robbie Gold. He's automatic.
It's been a long time since he felt that level of confidence when a Bears kicker takes the field that we're gonna get these three. And those two kicks he made down the stretch in Las Vegas were critical. That drive they had after the Rays had cut it to 5, and first of all, the sack that Khalil Mack got on that 2-point conversion was critical. To get that sack that Khalil Mack got on a 2-point conversion and keep that lead at 5 as opposed to letting it get down to 3 was critical. But then for the Bears to sustain that drive, that 3rd and 12, when Justin Fields found Mooney for 13 yards, it was so loud in that stadium at that time. The pressure was so high, and Justin Fields remained calm. He found Mooney. They sustained that drive. You go down there, and ultimately you get a field goal from Cairo, and then you get another one that kind of salt it away. So I think Cairo, again, he continues to be a weapon for the Bears. And, I think you feel good about him every time you take the field right now. You really do.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's definitely okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Vern. But
go ahead, JB. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I want to touch on what AB said a little bit a while ago. Not to say that this is gonna be the trend, but something's off with Mason Crosby. I wonder if that's gonna come into play this Sunday because Chicago win a little different.
I had a Packer buddy who actually said something to me during that game, and I kind of thought about it, and it's true. he does this like every other year. Like he's got 1 year where he's lights out, and then he has a year after where he comes out and has these kind of clunker games. We just got to hope he has them again on Sunday. Let's hope. I mean, I don't know what the weather looks like for Sunday, but let's hope the wind is swirling.
Let's just hope that Mason Crosby's on the field a lot on Sunday. I think that if they're,
I don't want to see him all game. I don't want to see him all game. I don't want to see an extra point. I don't want to see shit.
That would be nice,
Sorry,
but I'm just saying, if they attempt field goals more than they score in touchdowns, I think that bodes well for the Bears as well. I think that certainly Aaron Rodgers is going to move the ball. He's going to get inside your 40 at some point. But I think if you can hold him, to field goal attempts at that point, then that's better for the Bears. So, hopefully we'll get to find out if Mason Crosby is on his game or not on Sunday. I think field goals are better than touchdowns, whether they go in or not this week.
There you go.
We will find out. So this is what I would like to do. I would like to go ahead and do a commercial thing first, but then we're going to come back with a little White Sox talk, and we got something for Herb too. Herb, will you stay through the White Sox talk so we can get back with you and play this little Chicago game?
You're going to like it.
I'm down to play the Chicago game. I'm wondering if we could flip it and let me get that in or not. But if not, I'm cool.
Okay, well yeah. My guy is here. Our expert is here for the White Sox.
He said let it roll.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's play the game then. Let's play the game.
Because I definitely want to play the Chicago game, but I got to roll up out of here too.
Okay, we'll play the game. We're going to play the game then.
Game that's sweeping the nation. And now, everyone's favorite game show that's sweeping the nation. How Chicago are you? With your host, CCP's very own Terrence Nickel.
What the fuck? Musicals.
That's what I do, baby.
70s game show. You got to.
Oh my god, that was funny as hell. I feel like I should have on like a tight ass polyester suit or something.
With
what you need is one of those long
skinny
microphones, right?
Yeah, right. AB, that was funny as hell though, AB. That was dope.
Explain how this works, okay? So we're gonna have Terrence ask a question, correct?
Okay.
Right.
And then after Terrence asks the question, you're gonna hear some music, and that's gonna be your timer. It's gonna be 10 seconds.
Okay.
This is the music that we're gonna play. Gotta let that beat drop, baby. Let's go. Okay, so once that ends, you have to answer immediately. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds after it ends, and if you don't answer, you're gonna hear this. If you get it right,
okay.
That's play. Let's get it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so JB, would you like to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'm gonna let the host with the most go first, baby.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so Herb, name me 2 spots, 2 shrimp spots in Chicago that stay late after the club.
DeCola's, Goose Island, Lawrence Fishery. That's 3.
The colas don't stay open.
You got Goose Island and Lawrence Fishery.
Okay, there you go. AB, he got it. Okay, that was a lob. That was a lob. Go ahead, JB.
So my question is a little bit easier, but the next one won't be.
All right.
What is Barack Obama's favorite restaurant in Chicago?
Harold. I don't know, actually.
No, man, it's the little spot on 53rd where he's got his
Beloy's. How you ain't know that?
Beloy's.
Barack,
right.
whatever. I ain't gonna denigrate Barack on y'all show.
So I'm gonna throw you another lob. JB gonna ask you one hard, so I'm gonna throw you another lob.
Cool.
How many name changes, and name them, has White Sox Park gone through?
Comiskey, U.S. Sailor, guaranteed rate. If it was something before Comiskey, I don't know what it was.
You got it. You got it. That was the lob. That was the lob. Oh, you, JB.
So I'm gonna dig a little deeper because he is our favorite Bears beat reporter, right?
And I appreciate that.
My man. But Buck says Southside Park. Hey, I can't wait till that dude comes in. OG original. Hey. But we were blessed to have one Bears team that had 4 offensive Pro Bowlers on it. Can you name the 4 offensive Pro Bowlers and the year?
I'm going to say the year was 2013. I'm going to say Matt Forte, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, and Martellus Bennett.
Close. You were right about
Damn it.
everything except for Martellus Bennett. The 4th person's kind of trick question. It was Kyle Long.
Oh, fuck. I should have thought about a lineman.
But you got everything else right.
Damn it.
Okay, now this one is not a lob. This one is not a lob. Name me one intersection on the north side of Chicago that is very dangerous. You have three different streets intersecting. Name me one. I know there's more than one.
Yeah, but you got the 6 corners at Milwaukee, Damon, and Division.
North.
Right there, right? Milwaukee, Damon, Division. They all be right there.
North. Milwaukee, Damon, and North.
But you said name one.
I thought you was on the north side. My bad.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Mr. Chicago.
I misunderstood the question. My bad.
All good. JB.
So my next question is again sports related, but this one is a lob because I gave you a hard one. Name the 3 Bulls jerseys that Michael Jordan wore while he was playing in Chicago.
12, 23, and 45.
I didn't even need to hear right. I knew that was right. Everybody knows that.
And he did it in numerical order.
Yes, he did. Well done.
All right, so this is the last round. And I'm going to ask, I'm not going to lob you anything else.
All right, come on, let me get one.
There's going to be a bonus question after this, too, actually.
Uh-oh.
Bonus question.
I want you to name me the year that Soldier Field had a makeover.
Oh, 3? Was it 2003?
Yes. Yes, very good. All right.
Came back, but yeah. So bonus round.
I remember going down to Champaign and watching them play the Packers that year. They had on they wore the all dark blues, which is probably my favorite uniform for the Bears to wear when they go dark blue pants, dark blue jerseys.
All the color rush, all dark. Yep. Yeah, they don't wear that much no more.
Steel blue out all day.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
So we got one bonus question.
All right.
And it's a 2-parter, and you got to get both right.
Okay.
What is the best pizza place and the best chicken place in Chicago?
It's Italian Fiesta and it's Harold's. it's not up for debate. It's Italian Fiesta and
Hell
it's
wrong.
Harold's.
Now wait.
Hell no, that's wrong.
Wait.
That's right.
Hold on. He's right about the Heralds.
The chicken part is right.
That's why I said he had to get both correct, because I knew he was going to pick Harold's.
Fiesta is
but I didn't know it was pizza place.
If you're a true Southsider, you're gonna say Italian Fiesta.
I guess
Italian Fiesta is right. Now we're talking
according
about
to Bucks. Bucks says that he's not wrong either. So
yeah,
I guess
if
Bucks
we're talking
don't know
about
what he's
deep dish,
saying
I
either.
prefer
Come on,
Gino's
Bucks.
East, then Giordano's, and then Lou Malnati. I would go Gino's East.
The original Gino's,
Giordano's,
the
and then
one
Lou
down
Malnati.
by Carson's Ribs.
Yeah,
right?
we could write on the walls and all that shit.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah, yeah. But regular thin crust pizza, give me Italian Fiesta every day of the week.
Oh wow!
I cannot front Italian Fiesta do be on point. It take a long time. But
When you drunk,
it take a long time to get there. But
hey man, this was fun, man. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came on, man, and kicked it with us for a minute.
Listen,
Yeah,
brother, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure, man. Thank y'all so very, very much for having me, man. I had a good time. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. Y'all putting on for the city in a major way. Y'all talk about the Bears in a way that very few people either can talk about them or are willing to talk about them. It's necessary and it's appreciated, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're always welcome here, man. Always.
Hey,
welcome.
tell the people where they can find you real quick.
Anytime, man. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at It's the Bigs, ITSTHEBIGS. It's the Bigs. I tweet It's the Bigs most often. I do have my own personal Twitter. It's Herb Howard 411, but I almost never tweet there. I'm always tweeting at It's the Bigs. You can follow us at It's the Bigs. You can follow me on Instagram at H2ENT, H the number 2 ENT. But yeah, man, just keep rocking with us, man. Stay in tune with the Bigs Media. We every day up at Hallis Hall bringing y'all a fresh Bears perspective for us, man. And so just trying to continue to do our part, just like y'all are doing, to bring a fresh perspective to this whole Bears situation, man. So again,
Man,
it was
always
absolute
love
honor
what
and pleasure
y'all
to
do,
be on with
man.
y'all. Yeah. Anytime, man, y'all hit me up. I'll always hop on whenever y'all invite me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, Herb, thank you, man. Love, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, Herb.
Indeed. All love, brothers. In a minute.
Yep.
That's our boy Herb, man. Well done.
That's
Man,
the dude.
Love what the Bigs do, man. You know, I've known Eugene for a long time, man. Love what they do over there, man.
That is the dude, man. Herb he's a media monster. And shit, we were lucky enough to have him on, man. He knows a lot of shit. He's at the Bears every game tweeting. So, you know, if you like seeing, you know, up-to-date tweets all the time, check out It's the Bigs on Twitter.
Got my dream job. That's what he's got.
Yeah, like he said, hey,
great
he
guy,
said,
man.
Man, I'm at Hallis Hall tweeting every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Hey, so let's do that beer thing real quick.
That beer thing?
That beer thing?
That beer thing.
That
That
beer
Morris thing. That Morris thing.
All right, hang on a minute. Let me see where'd you put. Oh, there it is. All right, I got a race to get a beer too. Go.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Man, I don't have any more, man. I'm upset.
I was doing like a free promo.
I see.
Get my Vanna on.
Man, I wish I had damn, I don't even have a beer. There's no beer over there.
Hey man, what you on AA now or something, man? What's going on?
No, man, I didn't go to Damon's house. I just didn't go over there because I refuse. I'm not going to the store anymore.
Okay, but you don't even like nothing in your cup?
Nothing, man. I don't feel like drinking any hard liquor though.
And I don't know if I like dry tea, man.
I don't feel like it, man. But hey, I'm still a little bit heartbroken from the
I am
Sox.
too, but
I'm
Hang
just
on,
heartbroken.
hang on. Oh yeah, I actually had something to play for. Hang on a minute, I gotta find it. You could keep talking.
can
Yeah,
we let our guy like raise our
yeah,
spirits a little bit, man, real
yeah.
quick?
Bring our dude in, man. Bring our dude in.
I am a little sad about that.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if I'm here to raise your spirits.
Voice of God.
Let me tell you what. I'm about to say, hearing from the VOG always makes me feel better. So
I almost rather have you just in the background so we get the voice of God bit going again.
Oh,
Voice of God.
I'm here to bring. I'm here to bring peace and strength and wisdom and forethought.
We need it.
can we change forethought to optimism, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's much to be optimistic about going into next year.
Yeah.
You know, this team is a year away. And this team, they're going to come back mad. You know what I mean? Like, they need this. Think about us as Chicagoans. Like, our championships, except the Cubs championships, are really hard fought. Not to say that the Cubs didn't fight for theirs, but they kind of got it quick. Even some of my Cubs insiders have said, you know, maybe the Cubs won it too fast
Yep.
because they didn't have to fight that hard for it. So when they got it, they didn't really know how to deal with the adversity. You know, that Cubs team that won in 16 because they didn't really go through adversity, except for maybe Rizzo. And so what we're seeing right now is more of the Chicago story of a team who was almost there, just didn't quite have the horses. And by horses, I really mean pitchers.
Pitching, yeah.
Pitching down, you know, again, this team was 500 after the All-Star break. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's who they were going into this playoff series. But just like they did all year, they fought. Um, they left it all out there. They just didn't have the horses. And even guys like TA went 0 for 4. You know, that's burning him up right now, man. You know, he set a record for the amount of hits in his first 6 playoff games. He set a record, but then, you know, goes 0 for 4 in this game to get booted out. So, you know, he's going to come back mad. And that's what I mean. They got kicked around by this Houston team. I mean, they got their asses kicked. You know what I mean? All the way up to the end when Altuve hit that 3-run bomb, just for good measure. They was booing him again at the end, and he said, "Well, just hold that then." And he left us. He dropped another 3 on us at the end. Like, hold that then.
I was mad with that.
Maybe next year.
That Tim Anderson carried him into left field. I mean, in the center field a little bit, and he threw that bouncer to Abreu. He missed it, and next thing you know, Altuve rounded first and was at second like that.
And I mean, they were out to humiliate this team.
Yeah. After what they said
After what they said.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like, I
so
hear
talk
Dusty
about
Baker
that.
came out saying something about that he listened to an Eric Clapton song.
Yeah.
About
take a look at yourself.
You need to take a look at yourself before you say something about me. And
it has to do with the difference in between the Sox numbers at home versus the Sox numbers on the road.
Almost identical.
No, it's huge. It's like the Sox were great. Terrible.
Strikeouts aren't.
No, we're terrible on the road.
Terrible on the road.
Yeah.
Now Houston. I think the point was if you're stealing signs at home, then you're going to have an obviously better home record than a road record, which is what the Sox kind of accused Houston of. But it was really the Sox who had the much better home record.
Right.
Houston was like 50-50. They did like equally well on the road and at home. So based on that, you know what I mean? But yeah, they just got bullied. You know what I mean? Like when Kopech was in the game and I can't remember. That wasn't Altuve, but who was it that ran on him twice, stole second, and then immediately took third on Kopak. I mean, it was just like some real disrespectful shit going on out there. Um, and they needed that. You know what I mean? They needed that. They really did like kind of coast through because there was bum killers all year, and I've been saying that. T Nick, I've been saying that all year that there was bum killing. And I was like, all right, maybe they'll pick it up at the end and be able to beat some of these winning teams, but they, they were bum killing all year, and when it came time to play the big boys, and I mean Houston, five straight pennants. I mean, what
5 straight ALCSs. Yeah.
ALCSs? I mean, what do you want? I mean, they don't get much more experienced and seasoned and talented. The best offensive team, the number one offensive all of baseball, with that type of experience. So
Right.
so with that being said, we got beat by the better team. If that helps make it feel better, you know what I mean? I feel you, T Nick. It is what it is.
Doesn't
You know
make
what I
you
mean?
feel better,
But
not
here's the thing: is I try to speak, more without emotion when I talk about these things. That's why I wasn't really quick to even pick the Sox to win this series. The fan in me was like, yeah, Sox in 5-4 maybe, but like really, like I knew they going in that they didn't have the pitching. And I knew starting Lance Lynn, I'm like, all right, well, you got a fastball pitcher, not the best fastball pitcher
we
in the
talked about
league.
that last
Only
week.
threw
Bucks.
Not
fastball,
the
man.
best fastball pitcher, but you throwing against the best fastball hitting
Hitter.
team. I was
Yes.
like, what do you think is going to happen?
You
Now,
need-
if Gio has started game one, would anything been different?
No,
Probably not. Probably not.
no, because you saw it
Probably
across
not.
the
You
board.
saw what happened, right?
Yeah,
You
you
saw
saw
what
it
happened in
across
game
the
two.
board, and
And we were touching their guy up.
yeah,
we
Yeah.
were, but again, like the off speed game is so important to get. You got to get these guys to hit ground balls. You got to.
Absolutely. And that's all they were doing to us.
That's all it was doing to us.
That's all they were doing to us.
single.
Yeah, and then we could get a couple of them out of
They
infield,
had
and
like
like you
20
said,
singles,
single.
like
Yeah,
before they got out anywhere. It's just
and it was just an inch off from being a ground ball.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, so
Do we point the finger at Tony?
no,
No.
I don't point the finger at anybody except a young team that just wasn't good enough.
Yep.
And that's not pointing the finger. That's just it is what it is. They did better than they did last year, but they still and the proof was there all year. You saw what they did against teams with a winning record. You know what I mean? It was
But
the
Emilio,
writing was always there.
I
if
mean,
I
but
can
a
take
lot
you,
of teams do that though. Like a lot of teams going into the playoffs had kind of close records against winning teams, right, Bucks? Right?
I mean, close. Are you talking about
I'm
in the
talking like
400s?
500 miss
Yeah,
type
but what
baseball,
was
right?
the Sox record? The Sox against winning teams was like somewhere around 282.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
so I
So yeah,
remember
you're right, but we way
But
down
we're not
against
down.
the winning teams.
Okay, I got
I
it.
mean,
the Bucks.
the writing was always there.
It was always there. We, like you said, we
Yeah.
beat up on the bums. But I remember a couple of games real vividly.
Mhm.
2 games against the Yankees, where we lost leads late in the inning, and then 2 games against the Angels, which could have really turned because we were only 2 games behind Houston. People, we were only 2 games.
Mhm.
It came down to those last 2 games. They won. What was it? They won 95 and we won 93, right?
And
83.
that's something I asked Bucks if they were going to get home field the other week, and
But I remember because I was watching late that Angels game, and I'm like, you all just pissed it away in the 6 and 7. You all were coasting. The game against Otani, that was just terrible. But
I mean, but
and then that Cleveland, one of those Cleveland losses was like,
yeah. I mean, look, they in the end they weren't even really bum killing. They were just beating the bums,
yeah,
but they weren't killing the bums. They still dropped games to Detroit,
the
Minnesota,
Royals. They lost
the
one to the Angels
Royals.
in the,
Yeah. So,
62, which was
like they
stupid.
didn't sweep any of those early in the year. In June, they were sweeping those series. Those, you know what I mean? And so And now they were winning the series in August and September, but they were still dropping two games.
There you go. There you go.
So and that adds up. And I don't think that they were coasting or sleeping. I just think that Rodon's arm went soft by the end of the year. He ran out of gas. Keuchel got worse as the year.
I didn't expect that, especially being from
I
him.
mean,
I didn't expect that.
nobody expected that. He got just progressive. Like with each start, he looked like Jake Arrieta at the end, just like got
Good comparison.
noticeably worse. Like, I mean, there's got to be something. Like, I don't know if he's hurt or he was trying to play through some injury or something. Maybe something will come out because it was just like really bad how bad he
It
got.
was painful watching him pitch. I remember a couple games, 3 innings, 4 innings. It was like,
and then it was like 1-2 innings, and then they put him in out of the bullpen, and he gave up 5 in less, in 2/3 of an inning. So I think we might hear more about that during the off season about his health. I don't know. I hope so because I believe he's still on the hook for at least another year.
Yeah,
I thought it was 2, right? He had a 2 years, so this
another
year
2
next year,
years.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's the highest paid player. Highest paid player, by the way, on the team.
Yeah. So does Rodon come back?
If he takes an extremely club-friendly contract,
yeah,
I bring him back just out of because of so much investment and time and resources has gone into him. And if anybody's going to reap those benefits, you would want the Sox to do it. But at the same time, there's no guarantee that we're even ever going to get that early season Rodon come. We don't know what we're going to get Rodon next year. You know what I mean? It's going to be just as much of a mystery as going into this year. Maybe slightly less, but there's going to be more expectation. And now, who's going to sign him, and what are they going to give him? That was not like a great outing. He held it together as long as he could, but he was not just pitching for like the playoffs. He was pitching for
a
some
contract.
money.
Yeah. So, and in
You
saying
know what I
that,
mean?
yeah, why would any team really want to give him that, knowing that maybe that arm can't stay live the whole season into the postseason? Bucks. That's my big question. He had a great first half, but he just seemed to fall off that second half. So why would anyone want to give him that, knowing that he could have durability issues?
That's a good question, AB. I mean, there's definitely no guarantee. I mean, there's usually always at least 1 or 2 teams out there willing to overpay for a pitcher. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, although it hurt the performance hurt as far as them winning the game or losing the game, but it is kind of a leverage piece if they do want to bring him back. They're gonna have to get somebody else anyways. Like I feel like
And
they
that's
need
my
to go.
question to you.
They
Who
got to
on
get
the
another.
free agent market are we really looking at? Who? Well, no,
There's
let me
not a
not say looking
lot.
at. Who's actually available? That's my
Let's look
question.
that up real quick.
Drinky. I don't know. I'm just saying. Verlander.
But,
if you get one of these old, guys with a little something left in the tank, that could be like a solid number 3 or
I was
4
gonna say,
guy.
but at this point in time,
like not who was Big Teeth that pitched for the Cubs in 16.
Big Teeth.
Big Teeth. Oh wow.
Oh my
John
God.
Lieber.
No, so you had.
I can't with you right now. Oh, I mean, you got.
I can't remember his name.
Are you talking about a reliever, or are you
No,
talking?
he
about,
was a starter.
So you
That's
got.
what we need. We need another starter.
You got
Absolutely.
Arrieta. You had.
Yes, Arrieta. You had the guy they got from Boston that came up with the Lester.
Oh, I said John Lieber. I meant John
They
Lester.
had Lester.
Hendricks.
Yeah, Hendricks.
I'm forgetting right now.
Big
now
T.
I
I'm
want to
drawing
know.
a big old blank right now.
Yeah, me too.
So here's some of the starting pitchers that are available: Max Scherzer, Kevin Gaussman. I think I said that right. Rondon, Kershaw, Bauer. He can opt out of his deal. He can get at Eduardo Rodriguez, Robbie Ray. That's the guy that I'm really hoping for.
Is he in Toronto?
Yes.
Yeah.
He balled out this year. He balled out.
Yeah. I think he's kind of like
guy
the
what the
sleeper
Cubs
guy,
did.
but I like him.
He would be the target, but all them other guys are old and expensive.
I mean,
yeah, but
Eduardo
they're old,
Rodriguez
expensive.
is 29. Trevor Bauer, who knows what's going on with him? He's 31.
And he's got all kind of problems, man. You know,
Yeah.
He just was. He was weird this year, but
Robbie Ray's 30.
He was weird.
Well, he had he got them legal issues. So
Yeah.
He had a lot of crap
Lackey,
going
John Lackey
John
is
Lackey.
what
Yeah,
to say.
you're talking. Okay, yeah.
Look, I wasn't far off.
No,
you
he
just said
wasn't.
the guy that drinks a lot. That would have been easier.
But that's
for me
like
to
all
answer.
of them, though.
Yeah,
I'm like,
kind of. Yeah, I guess
especially
you're right.
Lester.
Zach
and,
Davies is another guy that's available. He's kind of.
Yeah, I don't want.
Michael
Zach
Wacha.
Davies.
From St. Louis.
I think he's.
But see, I would like an older guy that brings. Obviously, you're going to sign him for a 1 year. He
You
might
look
be
at Cole
expensive,
Hamels at
but
$38?
it's expensive, but it's expensive just for a year. Then the
What
Sox
would you
got
take?
cap.
Because
So Max Scherzer then, because he's like 37, 38.
Well,
something like that.
I hear you
And
about
he's pretty
Scherzer,
dominant.
but let me go back to Verlander because Verlander knows the division.
I don't think Verlander's a free agent though. You've
I thought
got.
you said Verlander.
I think I might have misspoken
Clayton
and meant
Kershaw.
Scherzer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
Scherzer and
Kershaw is available.
Kershaw, he don't postseason.
He's postseason shaky
I would say
durability. I mean,
Well,
with any of
change
these
of
old
leagues,
guys,
though. Change of leagues.
I mean, I
Could-
figure
that could be worse for him because he's got to go up against a DH.
he's
Well,
got
it could, but they haven't really seen him either.
Well, yeah, but they can readjust to him mid-season, and then, come playoff time.
Well, we're looking at him to be what, our number 2 or 3?
I mean, really,
at this point in his career.
No. Hopefully, we don't need one of these old bastards to be our 2. We're in trouble.
Well, because Kershaw is still Kershaw is still season dominant. He's still
and what part of the season he plays? He's got a lot of. Got a lot of injuries.
But
back half.
This team doesn't need a season guy. They need a postseason guy, JB, and that's the issue right now. And that's kind of what Bucks was saying. Like last year, everybody kind of thought they came in a little early, right? But this year, I felt like they were right where they were supposed to be, and I feel like the playoffs went exactly the way that they probably were going to go, and they're a year out. Maybe a year into Eloy getting better, all those guys getting, Luis Roberts, that guy is, I think he's going to
Lou Roberts, before.
I think
and heartbreaking at the end, he had to sit down. They told him because that leg was bothering him.
Right.
And so it was just like everything, like, they left it all out there, man. And everybody was just like, okay, I can't play through this anymore.
Because I'm proud because that game Sunday was masterful.
Oh man, it was an amazing game. It was.
They batted around 2 different times. I'm like,
and we got to win. We got a a postseason win, and
I almost wish
Sox
they wouldn't
Park,
have had the rain
US
because
Cellular, whatever.
I felt like they lost the heat going into the next
I
day.
I was talking to my brother about that earlier. AB,
Mhm.
That some of that momentum might have carried over. Some of that emotion might have carried over a little bit better. Going into that. The day after versus having to sit out a game. I don't know. But, it is what it is. You can't rely on those things.
No.
You got to still be ready to play. And Houston was, you know what I mean? Like, the Sox are my squad, but I can't. Man, that fucking Houston lineup, dude, 1 through 9 is just
Well,
like
they've been
there's
there,
no
done that.
break for the pitcher.
Not.
There's
There's
no
not.
like
The only saving grace
Not
we
one
have.
no
bit.
easy out.
Look, the
Even
only
the
saving
catcher,
grace-
who
Even the 8 slot, yeah.
even the eighth or ninth,
Yeah.
even the eighth and ninth guy, like they can hurt you. And matter of fact, the guy who had no hits up until today hurt him. He's in the 8th or 9th spot.
I think it was the 8 slot.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
still
I
hurt
know
him.
you're talking. Yeah.
The only saving
Yeah.
grace we have for Houston getting a chink in their armor is they never signed anybody for more than 5 years, and Alex Correa is up.
So Very good, JB. Thank you for bringing back Mr. Alex Correa, because I'd like to transition this discussion into what improvements need to be made. I mean, obviously, we need another starting pitcher. Um, I am comfortable with where the bullpen is.
I like the bullpen. I do.
I'm comfortable, but if the starting suffers, then your bullpen obviously is going to start to suffer too. And so when we saw the starting pitchers start to trail off, obviously we saw the bullpen trail. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It goes
you know
hand
what I
in
mean?
hand.
It's got right. So like if we can get that extra starting pitcher, like it does, like not a number one, obviously, because that's not even out there. But position players, we need a second baseman, an everyday second baseman, and we need an everyday right fielder.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of, I don't know. I think the Adam Engel experiment is over. He's just not going to be able to stay healthy to be an everyday right fielder. Um, um, what's his name? Vaughn. He did a good job playing right and platooning and left, but I think the idea, I don't know. Vaughn might have lost his spot to Gavin Sheets.
I like Gavin
Because,
Sheets, man. I like Sheets.
Definitely, Gavin Sheets.
yeah,
He's dope.
because
He's
they
dope.
drafted Vaughn as a first baseman, but Gavin Sheets can play first base.
Right. He can
And
back
he's
up
a
a Brady.
lefty,
And he's a lefty.
which they need.
Yes.
And because they're very right heavy, what I mean, as far as
And
the
he a
bat.
baby
So
face. He
I,
gonna
I,
be here a while.
I think Vaughn, it's going to be a battle, in spring training, but I'm looking at Gavin Sheets over Vaughn next year. But even with that being said, we, like Larry, that's my dude, my little dude, you know what I mean? But like, he's not that can't be like your everyday second baseman or right fielder. Like let him be your utility guy who plays where it's needed.
And that fits him perfectly.
That fits him perfectly. That's who he is. But we just had these holes because of injury.
Yep.
Losing Nick Madrigal early in the season.
Yeah.
I think that we see how that kind of hurt us.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt.
You know what I mean? Like that, having that guy's bat in the lineup,
right?
Would have been
Smooth
very
stroke,
helpful.
contact guy.
Yeah, because Cesar Hernandez was pitiful.
Garbage.
Bad. I mean, we knew he
But
had a
that's
bad
all we
game
had.
over
Option
here.
for next year.
That's all we had.
That's all we had.
What I'm seeing, but there's so Marcus Simeon or Simeon. Okay, that's
Yeah.
how you say it. Yeah, Lurie Garcia, Donovan Solano. There's just some names to throw out there for you, but they do have Hernandez on a club option from what I'm seeing too. So do they bring it back or do they?
I don't think they bring Caesar back. I think you let him. I think you let him walk. I think you should let him walk.
Okay.
But JB, you brought up Alex Correa, and
I think he'd fit perfect.
I would love to see Alex Correa or one Mr. Javier Baez.
Baez, are you silly?
Playing.
You know you want to go back to the Cubs, right?
Why would you want to do that?
That's what he said.
He could come across town. He could come across town and be right back in it.
I agree.
Get the same love and be right back in the playoffs. And I love Timmy. But
give me Baez.
I'd rather help.
I'm people don't like this. People don't like this idea of putting Tim at second. But why not?
So you would take Baez, put him in short, move Timmy over to second base.
I would.
But what about Trevor Story? Because Trevor Story could play shortstop too. That's a name that I wouldn't mind.
That's another option. That's
Seager?
another option.
Is he a free agent, maybe?
Yeah, and Seager is too.
But I love
Correa. I do like Trevor Story though.
I like Trevor. I like Correa and Javi's glove, because that's what more than like their bat. we need better defense in that middle infield. Like
Mhm.
Tim has made great improvements, and I expect he's going to improve even going into next season. But
He'll be Gold Glove next year.
yeah,
There's
but if
another
you
name.
got a shot, if you
There's
got a shot
another
to get
name.
one of these other guys, and I don't know, like you can make a bigger impact going.
But
to
you
get,
damn near can get Correa at the end of this season. Like lock him up now
Yeah.
because they're not going to re-sign him. And Dusty Baker has already came out like, I would love to have this guy, but the Astros, that's not what they do.
That's not what they do.
And remember, we could go back to the Killer Bees, and we know they don't do that.
Well, let's not go back to the Killer Bees. Let's get some last thoughts on this topic so we can move on.
No one Arenado.
Terrence has been quiet. He's got a Sox hat on, but he hasn't said anything about the Sox.
No, man, I'm heartbroken.
Hey, he got that 1983 hat.
That's right.
Hey, it's throwback.
Well, hey guys,
that's probably the last time I was really into the Sox.
It's been fun, but like it was a hell of a season. This team is young, and they are all like under contract.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, except for like Rodon, and I think you just said Leary.
Yeah,
this team is they're trending upward. You know what I mean, but they just went as high as they could this year. Okay. So I'm proud of my boys. I'm proud of my boys.
I appreciate the grind. I'll take it.
Absolutely, man. 162, man. 162 games.
Sorry.
What was that?
That was accidental music playing.
That was your club music, KB?
That was accidental music on my phone.
Bucks, I'm going to hit you up later.
Maybe after dark. Oh, yeah, sure. Hit me up, JB.
Hey, Bucks, is there going to be another episode of Plunked to wrap up? No?
No. There's
so what?
not going to be. What's next for Bucks?
Yes. What's next for Bucks?
Of the Crackle Jack.
The Crackle Jack.
Look for Return to Crackle Jack this November, which is next month, going into the holiday end of things. New format. We'll be interviewing some of the legendary Chicago record players, disc jockeys, as you all know them, along with Emilio Jack, the Crackle Jack, spinning some tunes, spinning that all vinyl set.
What's up?
A lot of hiss and a lot of low boring talk about records and stuff like that. But real nerd shit. So
hell yeah.
I hope
like WKRP style.
Hey, I'm like, Venus the Flytrap, baby.
Venus the Flytrap. Yep.
That's my dude right there. But hey, guys.
Well, hey, I got one more thing to say
talk
to you.
Bears.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you're always welcome. Okay. I got one thing to say to you right before you go, though. Just one quick thing, guys.
Go Cubs, go!
I'm a Cubs fan, baby.
All right. So we're not gonna hear that shit. Shit.
Maybe next year.
I wish them success in their rebuild.
I wish both teams success, but
absolutely,
that's my heart.
Hey, baby,
I wish both teams success too, but that's a terrible song.
That is an awful song.
Horrible song.
I mean, the White Sox song ain't a whole lot better.
Did you hear me say I want to hear that one?
White Sox. Go White Sox.
White Sox got to the playoffs.
No, don't do that.
When's the last time y'all won a World Series?
Don't do that.
2000. Well, I mean, really, are we gonna do this?
Yeah, we're not.
Okay, guys.
All right, Bucks.
I'm gonna hit you.
Bucks, man, that's my dude. Southside all day, Tyree for sure. Yeah, man, Bucks, that's my dude, man.
Hey, shout out, hey, AB. My man Bullets is back. Shout out to
Bullets, baby.
Bullets, where were you early, man? We needed you from the jump, man. Where were you? We missed you today. We've missed you for a while. Bullets, please don't be a stranger.
Don't be, man.
I don't care if you're working or not, man. Get here on time.
Just tell me time in.
You want to get fired? AB said, fuck that job.
Hey, and what they used to say, he one of our P1s?
Yeah, he is our P1, definitely. He's one of them, for sure. Definitely. All about
Oh
his
no,
Yankees.
hey, Bullets, we ain't mad about the Yankees. Hey, we all go through some trials and tribulations, brother.
Every team, buddy. Especially teams that have the biggest payroll ever, and they still can't win.
Well, they only second this year.
Oh, only second.
Damn, AB, shots fired. Shots fired.
I'm just shooting ducks today, boy.
But hey, let's not forget, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, and the fans.
Bring it up.
Our Chicago Sky. We do have another Chicago team that's repping who just beat the dog doo-doo out of the Phoenix Mercury 91-77. Hey, we might have something here. We might have something here. It may not be who we wanted or who we thought, but damn it, we'll take it.
I'm gonna take it. And
the Chicago Sky, they play again.
They play tomorrow at 8.
They play tomorrow.
Yep, they play tomorrow at 8. Hopefully, Candace Parker keeps leading these girls, man. Because
man,
they surprised me because I actually got a little more engaged just because of this team. And I watched that Phoenix team play Vegas, and they got Candace Parker. They got big giant. What's her
Brittany Griner?
Oh my God! Like I'm
Diana Taurasi.
I'm like they're gonna. Yeah, they had heard. I'm like. This is like a who's who
Skylar,
of WNBA.
No, Skylar Diggins is not on that team, is she?
No.
She was on the team we just beat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. Like, and they were a 6th seed coming in.
But shout out to the Sky.
Shout out.
Because 2 more games and we have a Chicago WNBA championship.
Yeah.
A winner.
Somebody's
a winner.
And thank God for Candace Parker. What a story she is, too. Chicago born, coming back. You know, a lot of people like, yeah, they're going to be better. You know, they lost Elena Deladon, who I watched a little bit, and I was pretty upset when I saw she left them. But, man, Candace has brought them to a new level.
Wait, didn't she? She left and then won when she left, didn't
she? She did. Yeah. She won. I can't remember the team off the top of my head.
The Washington Mystics, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah. But, you know, just an awesome story about how she's rallying these girls together. And she's not even always the leading scorer of the team. You know, some of these other girls have sat and picked up the slack. And I'm excited to see what they're doing. And day after, what else is going on tomorrow? I think tomorrow the Bulls might start their season, along with the Blackhawks, too, actually.
Hockey does start, yes.
Yeah, I think the Bulls start tomorrow, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if the Bulls start tomorrow, do it?
I thought opening night stuff. No.
I think it's tomorrow. Pretty sure.
Tomorrow's the 13th?
It most definitely is. Because you and I had that conversation.
We did, right.
The other day about you thought it was Thursday, and
it's Wednesday.
It's definite. Let's see. No, so it's next week.
Yeah, I saw that, Bullets. I did see that.
Next Wednesday.
So Friday they play Memphis.
That's the last preseason game.
Last preseason game, and next week is their first game against the Detroit Pistons. We're gonna get into that hopefully Tuesday.
Number 1 pick, Cade Cunningham.
Yes, sir. He's something else.
Yeah, I'd like to see him.
He's something else.
Hey, JB, since you kicked off the shout outs, you might as well go ahead and finish.
Yeah.
Oh, I did? I didn't know I kicked him off. Okay.
You shouted out to Sky?
What? I was just showing them love because, you know, it's a Chicago-based show and we need to show the Chicago love. We definitely do. So shout out to the Chicago Sky. Shout out to Candace Parker. Shout out to Wintrust. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to shout out to Herb Howard, man.
Yes.
That was a great interview. You know what I'm saying? I love a guy that's he's in a position that we all would love to be in, but he's still grounded.
He is.
You know, I love that about that guy. Like, you know, and he's willing to come and talk on a Tuesday night with us. So shout out to Herb and shout out to the bigs, my man Gene. Shout out.
Gene and Terrence, yep.
Yep. Okay, Shawnee, let's go. Sky should be in the building. Shawnee got some reports.
Tickets there.
Go on and let us know what's going on. Love that.
I would like to get tickets for that.
Hey, if you get a chance, let's go. Let's support it. Like I said, Wintrust is a great arena. I've been there.
Yeah.
Shout out to moms, of course. She's watching, making sure I don't curse too much. That's Terrence's job.
It is.
Right. Shoot, who else? Shout out to a couple of my cousins I saw that was chiming in. James Buford. Shout out to SB. Shout out to my Michigan State fam that checked in. We never did get Mr. Akeem Hunter on, but that'll be another.
He said he has some family stuff.
Okay. Well, I got his number. I can easily call him.
Okay.
Are you sure that's what it was?
That's what it was.
You sure he just didn't want to come on and not get ripped by you?
It could have been that because I had my slingshot ready.
Hey, some people don't want the embarrassment.
Right. They don't want that smoke. They don't want the smoke.
And shout out to our fans. Hey, both Vernons, Bullets, Diab. Oh wow, they're $200 now. Okay,
I don't want them no more. That's a lot.
Hey, but that's great because now people are actually taking note. Like,
most definitely. Yeah,
we got something to look at over here. That's great.
Absolutely.
Hey, Shawnee, I'm not buying no $200 tickets, but if you want to split one, and we
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'll buy the beer. Hey, look, I'll buy the beer.
Yes.
He said, split the ticket. How the fuck?
We'll buy your drinks all night. We'll buy your drinks all night.
He said, split a ticket. How do you do that?
I don't know. We just being silly. That's all my shout outs and just, hey, love what we're doing here on the podcast, y'all.
Yep.
Having fun, talking to people, man. That's what Chi-Town style.
Building relationships,
about, man.
One city at a time.
Yeah.
Hey, B, it's on you, Playboy.
So since it's my turn, I think.
Come on, man.
No, I'm kidding.
Come on.
I had to do it one more time. I had to, man. I'm sorry.
That's a Bear seat, not a Cub seat, Alan.
I could play that too. I didn't play it in the beginning. Rufus played it, but
wait, what is
where did Rufus go?
Wait, Rufus played it.
I knocked his ass out. He's in the back right now.
The bear.
Yeah, I knocked his ass out.
You knocked the bear out.
I had to.
God damn, man.
He ate me, man. He ate me. Like I had to regurgitate out. He was choking on the way out. I knocked him in the head, knocked him out. I'm gonna put him on my wall next week.
Damn, you like top flight security, ain't you? Shit. You beating up bears and shit?
Ryan, man. Well, I don't want to. I want to support all the Bears, but Rufus is just an angry dude, man. I don't know.
Hey, that was survival right there.
It was.
That was some Bear Grylls shit.
Yes, sir. But shout out to Rufus first. Thanks for the fight. I appreciate it. Hope to see you soon, Rufus. Maybe Packer Week just brings it out of him and he wakes up out of hibernation. Let's hope. Shout out to you two always, man. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it, man. This is fun. Had a blast today, man. Today was a fun show, man. It really was. The game show, all of it. Got to keep that up. I think we should make that a regular thing. I don't know. I think that might be a good idea.
With Chicago dudes.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
And the bonus question is always the same question.
Hey, and AB, you did a really good job with that shit, man. That shit was funny. You did a really good job with it.
Like I put that together in like 20 minutes. Like I was like, we got to make this right, guys. So I was kind of hoping you pulled out the long mic too, Terrence, but you didn't have he said
I'll look for one. We probably got one.
We got to find one, man, and like. We got to get you like one of those like glitter vests or something. Like,
oh God,
get you all razzed up for it.
Oh shit, one of them Bob Barker vests.
We're gonna call you Guy Smiley.
You better keep your dogs neutered and spayed, people. Don't forget, just like Bob Barker says. But anyway, shout out to the fans. Shout out to the Bears for winning a game and kept me excited. Thank you for that. Thank you. Please keep that energy up. Please keep that. Sox, maybe next year again. who knows? But and again, thank you, Chicago Sky.
I don't know if I like the way you said that.
What? Wait till next year?
Yeah.
Like you mean
Yeah,
like Sox
since you're a
fans do to
Cubs
us
fan
all
and
the time?
everything.
You mean like Sox fans do to us all the time? Yeah. I might be throwing a little shade there, but
Yeah,
I
that
still
was a little bit
respect
of
them.
shade.
I do. I still respect them. I still want them to win. Still my second team, man, through and through. But I gotta watch you squirm a little bit, Terrence. That's all it is, man. But no, everybody again, thank you. That's all I got. It's all you, Terrence. Hit it up.
Well, first, I definitely want to shout out Herb. Herb, awesome dude, Mr. Chicago. Even though he got a couple questions wrong in the game, still a great dude, man. He real knowledgeable.
Hey,
And
T,
he,
the man said DeColas.
Dude,
I ain't heard DeColas since I was like 8 years old, man. And my auntie brought me down there to dinner. Like,
I just went to DeColas like Saturday. It's gone down.
I don't
man.
even know what that is, so
It was the best shrimp on the south side.
Hottie toddy
Oh, okay.
seafood joint.
It was the best shrimp on the south side.
It used to be.
Not anymore. It was so greasy. I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay. But anyway, so yeah, shout out to Herb, man. Herb knows a lot about the Bears. He's been a beat reporter for I'm not sure how long, but he's really knowledgeable
He knows
about the
his stuff.
Bears.
He
Yeah,
definitely
he knows
does.
stuff. Definitely. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Bullets, Shawnee, Tyree, both Vernons.
Both Verns, yeah.
Mom, Alex
My guy.
Acevedo.
Alex, I might be. So Alex asked me today if I was gonna go to the Packer Bear game and with them. They're gonna be at McCormick Place, hanging out.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
him and the whole TTNL crew, Greg Braggs, all those guys. Yeah, I got an invitation from Alex earlier today, and I'm considering it. I was gonna ask you guys what you were doing, see if you wanted to go hang out over there.
It's a noon game?
Yep. Something to think about. Not Terrence. Terrence is going to the game, but
Clearly. Mr. PSL.
he doesn't look like he's intrigued by that at all. He's like,
Nah.
hell no. I know
No.
that.
No.
That. That's what he just said.
Everybody that was in the chat but didn't say anything, we didn't see your name. You were lurking. Shout out to y'all anyway. And yeah, Miss Sandra. Definitely Miss Sandra.
StreamYard.com/Facebook.
Yes. The next time we have the next podcast, please go follow StreamYard and put your name, give them permission to put your name in so we can shout you out, give you credit for adding to the conversation, please.
We'll make sure to try to put it in the synopsis or something for them too, so it's a little easier on you guys.
Right. And this has been fun. Definitely shout out to you guys, man. There is no show without JB and AB. There is no show. Nobody wants to sit here and listen to me talk for an hour, 2
I
hours.
don't think they want to listen to any of us talk by ourselves.
Yeah, but there's no show without you two, man.
Same to you, man.
And everybody, please make sure you support my guys on Thursday and Sunday. Support my guys, man. They, of course,
Sunday might not be happening this week now because I might be going to that Green Bay thing, but we'll let you know.
Well, if you don't support that on Sunday, support me on
We'll support
Sunday.
you anyway. I mean,
I have my own little, it's not as in depth as these guys get.
Fun though,
but it's a fun time. Yeah. I do talk about the Bears, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. I'll talk about the Packers, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and I eat.
And he never answers anything I ever comment on. he just skips me and goes down. He's like that guy.
I'm gonna ask you a question, T. Is there ever a game that your dad doesn't go to you with?
Yes, I was gonna ask you that actually because
I don't think so. I don't think so. Me and
Like I
Pops
was wondering, like one of those 12 o'clock games, and he got to go to church, and I can slide in. You know.
I was gonna ask him the same thing. Actually, I was thinking about it today. I was like, I wonder if he's got his dad going to the Packer game. You know,
if there's ever a game that he don't go to, I'll let you know. But me and Pops like this.
Oh, of course,
Absolutely,
of course,
Yeah,
you have to be, man.
I'm just saying, if he don't want to go one day,
Everybody
I got
loves
you,
that hat.
Jay. I got you.
So
I got you
I actually
all
saw
day.
that same hat online, but it's white, and it's got the like blue and then like orange on that little like quarter spot on it. It was insane. I was like, I gotta get that hat, but
yeah, it's got
it reminded me of yours. I was like, I can't get the same hat JP wears. Like,
Terrence and I have two of the same hats.
Yeah, we got the
draft
the hat,
I
the
remember
draft. Yeah, the draft day
yeah,
hat.
that time we hung out at Nick and Ivy.
Yes.
That's the first thing I pointed out. I was like, man, that's a nice
Yeah,
hat.
we both had them. We were like twins.
Right,
He's
twins.
just-
Arnold
he's just-
Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Right, he's just way taller. I ain't that goddamn
Hey,
short,
and
man.
something else. That CCP shirt you got on is pretty nice too. What is that white?
Yes, sir.
Who the hell's my white one?
Flossing with the sublimation.
You never saw this one?
I didn't see the white one.
Oh yeah.
I've only seen the gray one.
Yeah,
like
we did some white ones with
So you got a bunch of them ready for us, right?
Damn, I forgot her the name of her company. That T-Biz.
Oh,
That T-Biz.
Nice.
She did these white shirts for us, but now Under Armour is gonna do our shirts for us.
Sure.
And
we
as a
can't
matter
wait.
of fact, I need to talk to.
Hey,
I need to talk to him.
Yes, you do. That's coming. That's coming, guys. Under Armour's
It's
on the
the
way.
ancient Chinese secret.
Yep. Better be ready. All our P1s, be ready.
All our P1s, we got something for you.
Yes, sir. We'll talk about that later.
Shout out to any of my family, my blood family that was in the chat. And I know you didn't say shit because I've been looking. But I I think my cousin Big L, he's watching. He just ain't saying shit. So shout out to you, my cousin Lavelle. He's always watching. Shout out to you, bro. And any other family that I missed. Shout out.
Moore's, Tilly's, 1252, Lek Pod, Chicks.
Sports Zone.
I was just saying,
Sports Zone Chicago, Sean Sierra. Make sure you check them out. They got a lineup of shows, good shows, funny shows. They got all of it.
Sean's
It's
on tomorrow morning at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean and Maya in the morning.
Wednesday, Friday at 9.
Yep.
Great show.
Great shows. They got the Smoke Fellas on Saturdays at 11. That is also a great show. And we might have a little surprise from the Smoke Fellas on next Tuesday, depending on the outcome of the game.
Is somebody going to be angry?
Someone might be a little angry. Someone might be a little angry.
Somebody might be angry on Tuesday.
It depends on the outcome of the game, man. But yeah, so I think that's it for my shout outs, man. So I think I'm ready. Damn, I ain't gonna make Taco Tuesday.
No, you ain't.
Man, fuck. I ain't gonna make it. All right. Well, I do want to end the show with a picture.
What picture?
And yeah, let me pull this up.
You want this one of Share Bear?
Oh, Share Bear does. Oh,
what is that?
Oh,
look at that sad face.
That fucking sad face. I wanted her to be happy wearing
We
that.
should have opened the show with that. We should have opened it, man. We shouldn't have closed it with it. We should have had that up for half the show.
Doesn't she owe us some more?
I think she does. Well, no, because she claims that no one made a bet with her.
Oh, I know I did.
I think you did, but
Yeah, I remember it. Matter of fact, I can pull that up.
And I'm gonna share. So
we're gonna have to go back and watch the film on that to make sure we know who said what and did what. But
Right. Well, fellas, we got a we got a cool little intro.
There's
to
my
wrap thing
mom.
up.
I had to stop for moms. I had to put it up. About time, Mom. It's about time. Been waiting all day for you.
All right, so
that's it.
Yeah, we done here. We out.
Peace.
Have a good night, everybody.